me a second. Good evening, YouTube and Facebook, because I've now connected both of them. Welcome to our 6G podcast, where I'm your host, Dame G. Today, we will be talking about the nuclear family, and I have my bros with me today. I mean, we had other people planned, but life happens, so therefore, you got to roll with the punches, right? Fellas,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wow, I feel like we're second choices now, Doc. Like, you hear this? Like,
what's that?
Okay.
So I feel like we second choices now. You're like, we had other people playing, but you got to roll with the punches. All right.
No, it's not that y'all was even second choices. That's not what I'm saying. Let me explain.
It kind of feels that
people
way.
That was supposed to be a part of this, but they didn't make it. Y'all were already on the list. But if y'all want to be second string, fine. Y'all can be second string, like the cat, like
we feel like we the afterthought because we showed up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, that's how y'all want to feel. That's how y'all gonna feel. That's on you. That's how you feel, my boys. But back to basics. Today we're gonna be talking about the nuclear family. Now, I heard the term last week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, nuclear family. But as the conversation went along, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought the nuclear family was. And yeah, the discussion led to like, what's happening with that? Where's the nuclear family? Why isn't it around? What's going on? Basically touch upon it. And since you posed it on the last show, I'm going to turn it over to you, Doc.
So where do I begin?
Put him on the spot. Put him on the spot.
Hold on, let me, because I'm getting like hella messages right now. Let me put the do not.
And now he's gone. All right.
He's getting hella messages.
Whew.
So I mean, while he's getting himself
while he's away, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on the nuclear family?
Yeah. What do you? When we talk about the nuclear family, are we talking about like what we define it as, or what it is, or?
Well, he like he said in the beginning, he never heard of that term.
Yeah.
Traditional is what I know about.
Yeah, he thought it was in the traditional sense. There's a separation of it, but it's still within the same
vein, yeah.
Within the same, yeah. The traditional family is, the mother and the father in the home. The father works and provides. The mother takes care of the home, and the kids grow up in said home and then become productive members of society. That's traditional. Nuclear is just basically having that set up for that to happen. You know what I mean? Two parents in the home, kids grow up, become productive members of society. That's what the nuclear family is. For the most part, that has been the way it was done. And until recently, with the involvement of the government and its policies in the home, that's what pretty much broke that up. There was incentives to keep the man out of the home. Therefore, he was never allowed to be there in the home with the kids. And if he was, he kind of had to tiptoe around the house because you never know when that visit was going to pop up. And then it got to the point where that man became mommy's friend. You know what I mean? Like, even around the kids, she would use that term. Oh, that's just mommy's friend. So we pretty much got away from it because I'm trying to word this without the hyena crowd getting on me. Pretty much having that easier lifestyle and still having that man contribute to the house was a great incentive for women to keep him out. because you're still getting the provider, because he's, you know, if he's a good dude, he's going to still provide for the kids and everything like that. But hold on one second. Yes. Hi.
Tell you something.
I'll be right back.
Mute.
So I understand his talking point where he's coming from. That I disagree with it though. Because it wasn't so much incentivized that men are kept out of the home as much as it was incentivized, or not incentivized, as much as it was a deterrent to keep men out of the home. For instance, you have starting from the 60s, we had the Nixon zero chilling the drugs, and you had the war on drugs launched. And that was to be able to take black men out of their homes. The launch was literally created to destroy the Black Panther and the hippie movement. Both movements were against the Vietnam War at the time, and after both movements had their say in that and those laws were created, it was taken to remove the black man out of the home. And then you had Reagan continue with his war on drugs policy, where it was even more black men removed out of the home. And then the 94 crime bill, where it was even more black men removed out of the home, where they added 100,000 police officers. That was headed by our current president. He has since stated that that was one of his biggest flaws, but nonetheless, it's still there.
Right.
You know, it's the combinator, it's the denominator of common factor of how can we break up the black home? Because prior to that, black homes were one of the bigger influences, and even still, studies show that black men are one of the most involved men within their children's lives, within keeping a family structure. So it's not so much of incentivism that kept us separate, as much as it is we were forced by our government. And now you have programs like welfare, which was originally started by the Black Panther movement as a form to be able to help underprivileged households, and was later bastardized by the U.S. government to create what we have it is today, majority of which white women are on, not even black women. So like there's a lot of common factors. There's a lot of common factors. There's a lot of factors into it other than just they were incentivized. You know, you gotta look at the nuances of every little step that was taken to get to this point. It's not a oh, we're gonna give you money to keep him out. It's, well, he's out the house because we caught him with a dime bag of marijuana, you know, and now he has to serve 10 for that dime. So now you on your own. Here's some government assistance to ensure that you're safe and kept. But we don't want you safe and kept to the point where you can advance yourself, but safe and kept to the point where you're okay under this guideline that we have placed on you.
And you still need us.
And you still need us, exactly. Yeah. So it was taking, especially within black homes, it was taking the man out to put the government in the man's place. And then when the man came out, because of the fact that he had federal charges against him, because marijuana charges at that time were considered federal charges, a lot of states have removed that. It's still a federal charge, but a lot of states have removed that, decriminalized that. I believe 30 out of 50 states have decriminalized marijuana usage. You know, where a lot of the where a lot of the states have removed the decriminalization of marijuana up to a certain ounce usage, then it's still that factor, you know. It's still that factor that, oh, well, you have a federal charge against you. So now you want to be able to see your kids, but now it's going to be harder because you've been criminalized. And because you've been criminalized, you won't be able to get a job or be able to maintain a job within the system due to the fact that you've been criminalized. You have a federal offense against you. And so now you're a criminal. You have to find a job to be able to provide for your family and kids, which now is considered that you're a criminal. You don't have that possibility, or that lane is much slimmer than what it was when you weren't criminalized. And it ends up being a form of recidivism, because if you can't get a job, you're going to find a way to provide for your kids, one way or the other, whether it be
One way or
legally or
another.
illegally.
Right.
And the
Right.
illegal ones put you right back in. And so now you're back to recidivism. And it's just a continuous cycle that has happened.
Yeah, the
To the
government
point where
really
now it looks like it's a government enticed thing when, not government enticed thing, when it's an incentivized thing that women just benefit off of, when in truth it's the government built itself to do this. And we just keep cycling through that built system.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
You know,
Like I said, like this, like most like how do I say it? Like I know most things. Don't get me wrong. Like I've got my brain touches upon things all over. Doesn't really delve into them. So when the subject of nuclear family was brought up to you, I'm like, like I don't really know much. I mean, I know, like you said, like I told you, the traditional family, like that term. I mean, I know what the hell that is.
that's
But then, like,
well, a traditional
nuclear,
family
like,
is a nuclear family.
yeah, that's
The
what I was
nuclear
thinking. Like,
family is
the
mom, dad,
same thing,
children.
right? And like growing up, a lot of people I knew. I know a couple, a handful maybe of people that grew up in a nuclear family. Majority of the people that I knew did not grow up in a nuclear family. They might have
Yes.
been raised by auntie, grandma, their oldest cousin, uncles, and stuff like that. Like
Single family, adoptee families, yeah.
yeah, or they like, oh, that's my best friend's mom, and I live there. Like, so that's basically like my mom. Like things at my house are crazy, but so I stay with my friend 90% of the time. I might sleep at home, but be at my friend's house for the rest of the time. You know what I mean? I knew people like that. Like the handful of people I do know that didn't grow up in the traditional nuclear family, and some of them are like worse off than the people that didn't have both parents. Like you can look at them like you had how? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you have
The family
the,
structure.
the influence from both sides. Like, yeah, pops looking out for you, mom taking care of you. Like, how did you wind up here?
And
Whereas I
that's
see other people that like they was raised by mom, they was raised by dad, they was raised by grandma, and they good. Like, you successful. Oh shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, not that it should be shocking, but due to how society looks at it, like they were in most people's views, they were set up to fail because they didn't have both their parents. You know what I mean?
and it comes down to how the household is at that point in time, you know. Like for instance, I'm an adopted dad. I had two kids that adopted me as their father, you know. And I look forward to the day where I can officially adopt them as my sons, you know. They call me dad. They come and they cry to me. They hug me. They love me. That's who I am to them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that so fucking much. Like
It
you
means a
have
lot, doesn't it?
zero idea. So when I was and so in my household, we're structured where we're both mom and I are supportive and disciplinary at the same time.
Right.
Where it's like we give our kids freedom, but we to a point. It's like, hey, I don't particularly care about the language that you use in the house, as long as it's not directed towards me or anything like that. I don't particularly give a fuck. I don't. I'm gonna be 100%. I don't, because the only reason why we have that idealism of what
can and can't be said in the
can and
household.
can't be said is completely based off of classism. Nothing
Right.
else. It's not based off of like actual points of intelligence or anything like that, because it's been shown that people who curse actually are more intelligent than people who don't. So like I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead.
You heard
Cuss.
my mouth.
Like
You
know,
heard my
like
mouth. I've run out of words to say just because I was just pissed.
exactly. Like you're sitting here trying to find the word to the big word to fit in this spot. I found fuck. It worked.
Yeah. 4 letters.
4 letters fit the
There's a
sentence.
whole
They
lot.
did what they needed to do. So we give our kids that freedom. But then when we step outside in public, we're like, hey, limit that. Don't
And
cuss in public.
that's
Be
one thing I've seen like lately with the families that are raising, well, this new generation, I'll say, that are raising kids, like their kids cuss at them in public. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? You're just like,
oh no, nah, I nipped that in the bud.
wait, what?
They both did it. They both tested the waters with me one time, and I didn't grab them, but I'm like, come here, like, don't you ever talk to me like that again.
That one
Hit him with
moment,
the deep voice, the stare in the eye, and that was the end of it. They were
the
shook.
empty.
Like,
Let me show you, like, inside my eyes, I have no soul. So that's
like look
it's
at my
empty in
eyes.
here. Right,
Look deep into my pupils and
look,
understand.
look right there. Understand? I don't give a fuck.
I
I will
don't.
whoop
There is no fucks
your
given.
ass.
Like I have some mercy. I have some mercy. And other times, I don't know what happened. I have some mercy, but I need you to understand. At this moment in time, mercy has been denied. So I'm gonna need you to get your life together, because if I get your life together, it's going to be a problem.
It's going to hurt more. Yeah,
It's gonna hurt a lot more.
you
know. So, but it's like, and so that's how I have it with my kids, with our kids, is that we have it where we give them a structure. You can fit within this structure. This structure is where you can work in freely. If they step outside of that structure, we talk to them. We don't yell at them. We don't scream at them. We don't beat upon them. We just like, hey, this is why we set this structure up. Can you stay within this structure? Well, if you step outside that structure again, okay, cool. Now I'm going to tell you one more time. Stay within this structure. Oh, you're stepping outside that structure? Great. Give me your phone. You'll get it back when you can understand why this structure is set. And that's devastating to them. Like me taking their phone, oh God, it's like I stole their kitten, kicked their dog.
Oh yeah. This technology these days, yeah. You did. You basically did do that. And
Yeah. You know,
how dare you? How dare you take my phone? How dare you unplug me from my friends?
Exactly. So give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm getting text about where stuff is. Anyway, yeah, so like that's the structure, you know. And for people who come out of those, who are in the nuclear family systems and still fight failure, it's like, oh, did you really have a structure? You know, did you really set a structure for your kids? And did you explain that structure? Or did you, every time they stepped out that structure, you immediately went for the spare the rod, spoil the child?
Mm-hmm.
No kid's gonna, like, if you raise a kid that way, what's the saying? What's the stating? A beaten dog will holler. A beaten dog will fear you, but the moment you turn your back, they're gonna bite you.
Right.
So if you keep beating on your kids, eventually that lesson you beat into them, they're gonna turn around and just ignore it. Give me 1 second, please. Give me one. Oh, it's not here. Give me 1 second, please. I'll be right back. Your brother's back just in time. Cool.
And
Just in time.
he has to step away.
Straight.
Hold on 1 second. You're muted now. There you go.
There you go. Unmute me.
Yeah. You stepped away.
All right. So where did y'all leave off at?
We talked about a lot, bro. I had to think,
I
like,
heard some of it.
we went through a lot of it. Yeah. Incentivized. I remember he said it wasn't really incentivized. It was more. Damn, what's the word you just used? What was the word you used, Rams? You can hear me. I know you can hear me. Okay, you used a different word.
Well, the reason why I said incentivized is because the reason why I wish I could find that clip that we talked about last time.
You still haven't found it?
I couldn't find it on my feed, and I because I don't know the name of the show, I can't look it up. But the reason why I said incentivized is because the mother actually got, you know, number one, if they were on welfare, they got an extra check. Their welfare check itself was already unmute him. I think he's muted.
I got it. You ain't got to tell me. It's my show.
I'm sorry. He was just waving.
I know. I was waiting for the wave so I can unmute him.
See how he treat us. See how he treating us right now. Like we the afterthoughts.
Like,
See, that's why
he's back. All right,
that's why I got the
wait
button
a second.
to mute him.
Wait a second.
So when he come at my neck, I can just do that. Yeah. You wait. All right, there you go.
He unmuted you and then muted me.
Yeah, I know. I had to show him the same thing I had to show you. Listen, this question.
So
my man became a tyrant. He's like, look at me. I ain't
like
Look at me.
we're like second class to him or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this with the Tom Phillips. No, this man said, man, hit us with the Captain Phillips.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta get y'all serious. Look at me. It's my show. Y'all understand one thing. I run this bitch, okay? If I want to mute you, I'll mute you. If I don't want to mute you, I won't mute you. Y'all understand it now. Nod your heads if you agree.
All right.
Okay. And now we're back.
So as I was saying,
Tyrant.
I know, right? But as what I was there was, you got a bigger check, and then there was another check that followed that one, and that was predicated on that you were a single mother living with 2 children, and that's why in that video, that clip, you see the dad where the kids go, "Hey, Miss So-and-so's here," and she immediately runs to the dad and says, "Hey, you gotta hide," and he's getting ready for work. He got a suit and tie on. He's about to go to work, but the social worker can't know that he lives in the house. And then by the end of the clip, when he tried to go into another room to hide, she caught him. And then immediately she whips out the pen and she goes, "Well, who are you that's living here?" And then the clip ends there. But that's a microcosm of how the family got broken up. Is that I don't want to put this on the women, but it's a choice that they did make. Their life got easier, the man's life got harder. And it got harder because it was like, hey, well, wait a minute. If I can go ahead.
You guys keep going.
It was basically like, well, my life can be easier, and I still got you. And as long as you are willing to participate and stay in the shadows, I can live even easier. Because now you're getting the welfare check, you're getting the government assistance check that helps you because the man's technically not in the house. Right. And you're also getting that provision from you're getting the provider in the man. And that was one of the biggest ways to eliminate it. What ended up happening is the negative effect of that is because there were some men just like in that clip where obviously he agreed to it or he wouldn't be hiding in his own house. But the negative effect was when you kicked him out, a lot of those men didn't have, just to keep up with the home, they didn't have a lot of options to make sure that they were able to do that and take care of themselves. Because you got to remember, if I can't live in the home, I got to live somewhere. Now, my salary might not dictate that I can take care of that home, and provide for myself effectively. So what ended up happening is a lot of them, unfortunately, turn to the streets. Well, what's out there in the streets? It's a chance. Because every time you out there, you get cuffed up, you go away in due time. So a lot of those fathers got lost in the system. A lot of people think, and like feminists always want to perpetuate the stereotype that all men that aren't in a kid's life are deadbeat. That's not true. It's not true at all. Some of them weren't allowed to be there. Some of them were hit with circumstances that kept them from being it. And this was one of them. You want me to stay out of the home so you can get this check? Okay. I got to go somewhere. Wait a minute. My salary doesn't say that I can still provide for you because you're definitely going to get something from me because those are my kids. Those are mine. So I got to take care of them. But I also have to take care of myself too. I got to have a place to live. You know what I mean? So once you get caught up in all that, a lot of guys, unfortunately, looked over and said, well, wait a minute, if I go out in these streets, I can make enough money to take care of everything. But it comes with that risk. So now you out there in them streets so that you can keep up. You end up getting cuffed up. You end up getting felonies. You can't get no government job. You can't get no comfortable paying job because you got a felony. You know what I mean? And it's more against you as far as like getting, you know, custody and everything like that. If you want to fight for custody, if you and the woman aren't on the same page, it's so much that goes that went against the men of that time and still does to this day, that kept them out of the home. That's the destruction of the nuclear family, which is why I said last time, it's funny because Barack Obama talked about father absence and everybody was like, yeah, he's right. We got to do that. Candace Owens brought up the subject and everybody went nuts. Everybody got mad that she brought it up. Whether you like Candace Owens or you don't like Candace Owens, that is irrelevant to the point that she was making. A fact doesn't care who delivers it. It's just a fact.
There's a difference there, though. There's a factor of talking about it in a way of like trying to come up with a structure and trying to talk about what's really affecting versus a fact being talked about as a detriment and to tell you how you're such a bad influence or how you're such a bad place or how you're such a bad person. Candace Owens wasn't coming at it genuinely, which is why people had that reaction. She was coming at it in a sense of to how Candace Owens is the nigga for hire, you know, like that's all she is. Like, let's keep it a full beat, keep it a full stack, keep it a full 100. She's a nigga for hire. She is hired to go out there to be able to come up and say like, oh, this is what's wrong with the black people of today, because it vindicates and makes white people who speak against us feel really good about being able to do that because they have one on their side. You know, they have their token. They have the nigga for hire. So she wasn't talking about it from a place of like, let's be cool. She was talking about it from a place of, oh, let me continue to point out and speak out and do these things that literally are made are used as weapons against my people. Let me weaponize these words against my people, because even though it's a fact, I'm not using it to help you. I'm using it to deter you. That's why people were upset.
Let me push back a little bit though. Whenever, and I don't care what side of the political spectrum anybody leans towards, because I'm pretty much in the middle at this point. I'm gonna be honest, starting to lean a little bit to the right. But what I will say is this: when she brings up father absence, she brings it up because we talk about everything else. We put everything else to the forefront. But when you bring up father absence, if you narrow it down to the basis of what she is saying, everything else that we face could pretty much be eliminated if we got back to that topic. Put fathers back into the home. Because if you look at statistics, just looking at statistics. Matter of fact, before I even bring that up, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it optimal for kids to be raised by a single mother or two parents in the home?
It's not optimal for kids to be raised by any single parent. It's optimal for two kids. But a single family, two kids with structure, or two families with structure, or two-parent home with structure.
So it's more optimal for two parents in the home, correct?
Oh, yeah, structured-wise, yeah, definitely.
So if you get back to what she's saying, you took the man out of the home. But now, more than ever, since the man has been taken out of the home, now more than ever, we're raising a bunch of degenerates. That's a fact. 80% of serial killers come from what? Single mothers. Majority of the mass shooters out here come from single mothers. And in some cases, the ones that have two parents in the home, guess who's the dominant person in the home? The mother. So at the end of the day, if you have a strong father in the home, and in some instances, when you just have strong males around, the influence of strong males around, you can produce better, productive members of society. Fathers keep sons out of jail and daughters off stripper poles. That's the old saying, and it's true today. If you have a good man in the home, he can lead the home and produce better, productive members of society. That's just the way the statistics lean. So when she brings up father absence, right? She's not. It's not a talking point for her. She really feels that.
It is a talking point. It is,
but she really feels that way.
She doesn't have a solution. She literally uses it as a talking point to explain the detriment within the black society. She's not using it as a, like, hey, let's talk about this so we could try to come together or try to come up with a solution or try to create laws. She literally uses it for the ability to say, oh, this is why black families are down, or this is why black families are broken. This is why black families are this. This is why black does. That literally every time she says it, it's never in a moment of when they're talking about the family structure, like you and I are right now, where it can be brought up in the sense of, hey, statistically speaking, here's these stats. Let's talk about these stats. Let's work on these stats. Let's try to find a solution or come up with an understanding about it. It's, so can we talk about how we need police reform? Oh, okay, cool. But before we talk about police reform, let's talk about how they're single moms. Like, where we'll pause. How did we get from police reform to single moms? Oh, because Candace Owens was driving that conversation on the to describe the detriment of the black home, which is what causes, which is what's causing the black men to be killed at a 3.5% rate, and compared or 0.5 times than white people. That's what she does it for. She's not doing it to be like, let's talk about this structure. Well, she brings it up in the most inopportune times just to bring it up because, again, she's the nigga for hire.
I'm going to push back again because here's what I have seen. I have seen Candace Owens say, hey, if anyone on the left wants to come on my show so we can have an honest debate, if anyone on the other side of the spectrum would like to have me so we can have productive dialogue to address these problems, she's always turned down. She's always chased off of campuses. There's campuses that have told her, you cannot come here.
They've invited Candace Owens onto shows, and Candace Owens had been disingenuous. Candace Owens will sit there and say things.
Which shows are you talking about?
Candace Owens will sit there and say things about police reform that is not even true. She's passing out law. She's sitting here passing on the story of George Floyd dying from fentanyl overdose, rather than the asphyxiation that was written on the police on the what's it called on the chart.
Coroner's report.
Report. On the coroner's report,
when you bring
he died from asphyxiation. She's like, nah, it was fentanyl overdose. Yes, there was fentanyl in the system, but he didn't die from that. He died from asphyxiation. So
wait a minute. But here's what I would say on that note. There were conflicting stories from different doctors. We can't dismiss that. One doctor said this, another doctor said that.
You know something? You know something? Here's a conflicting story between two doctors, right? Between two doctors. One doctor for years said that cigarettes won't give you cancer. Another doctor kept saying that cigarettes would. People kept listening to the doctor for years that cigarettes won't give you cancer. Now we know for a fact cigarettes give you cancer.
Yeah.
So you have one doctor who is paid off by Marlboro, by the cigarette manufacturing companies to be able to say cigarettes doesn't give you cancer, or we have another doctor who's not paid off by these people to be able to say things. So of course you're going to have a doctor who is paid by Republicans or paid by people who believe in that concept to be able to say these things, where you have another doctor who is based on general facts.
Wait. We can't do the speculation stuff.
It's not a speculation. She paid him to be on the show. She paid him
everyone
to be in the
documentary. To be on the show.
She paid him to be in the documentary.
Hey,
everybody gets compensation to be on the show. That doesn't negate that whether or not would they come to
hold on. Yeah, no. Doc, before we go further, he didn't pay us, right?
No.
Oh, where's my check?
Hey,
I know.
That's what I said.
Everybody gets paid.
Y'all know. Keep going.
all I'm saying is,
I'm paying you with a platform. I'm paying you with a platform. See, this
all
is
I'm saying is this.
This is what this show is. This is what my podcast is all about. Pause. Man in charge talking. This is what my podcast is all about. So when y'all come on here and y'all want to have these discussions, I'm bringing both sides because I want both stories, both points of views to be heard. Finally, this is why. Like as y'all were talking, I'm doing like this. What I want. Yeah,
I saw you.
Yeah, you got the Montgomery Burns.
I started right now. It's dance. Well, I got the 10 people I wanted the most to have these conversations. So this is what we're going to do. I see y'all starting to talk over each other. I'm a person that does not like that at all.
Yeah.
So what's about to start happening is that little mute button going to get pressed. And I want to say, your turn.
Okay.
So, one mic, okay?
All what right. Is this? This feels like ULB. Like
I feel like I'm on Twitter Spaces.
You guys like underground battle league. Like Like he's like, all right. Let clips go. Like,
You all right?
Like it's like
I'm
every
all
time somebody starts arguing on Twitter Spaces, everybody gets muted.
Like, listen, y'all don't understand. I can't hear everybody at one time, okay? And the people ain't gonna be hearing y'all at the same time. So I appreciate the fact that y'all kept it very cordial. But I've seen the eyebrow raise from Rams. I seen your head tilt to the right over here.
Well,
Yeah, I pay attention to all the body language. So before it gets to the point where the body language is gonna be a little more hostile, I'm
oh
gonna
no, never that.
no.
I'm
It's
just
good
saying. I'm just
dialogue.
saying.
It's good dialogue right here.
Yeah, it's
Y'all
good.
don't
Like,
know
it's
me very
it's
well.
us. Our body language of us doing that is just like this, man. It's just,
Yeah,
never just like we never disrespect. It's more like,
nah, yeah.
all right, let's talk about this.
Yo, it's so good to have both my little bros on here.
Well, here's my thing.
Y'all just not gonna
I
lie. The
saw-
fact that I called y'all, I said I'm happy to have both my little bros on there. You just want to go back into your conversation. All right, whatever.
I mean,
That's
no,
all
you know
I
what?
do.
Yeah, let's talk about us being good little bros. All right, so do you want to start or do I? I'll go first. Over there looking like Methuselah's step cousin over there talking about little bros. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Doc. Your turn. Oh, he's gonna mute me.
Yo, he muted you.
I know this Medusa looking motherfucker did not just come at me. Don't you hear some people turn the stone? Ramsey?
You got to eat that one, bro.
Next. Go ahead. Get yours out.
Nah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna reserve mine just in case you get out of hand again.
Thank you,
Have a
Steve.
whole spot.
Just in case you get out of hand, I got one in the stash for you. Just keep that in mind.
Good looking Stay Puft Marshall, man. Go on.
But my only thing is this. I don't. Before I say what I'm about to say, let me acknowledge George Floyd. I believe the knee on the neck, the asphyxiation is what caused his death. I believe that. I believe that's what caused his death. But at the same time, around the time where they were explaining how he died, there were numerous doctors that did come out and say that drugs played a part in that. So that's all I'm saying. Like, it's not a situation where she said, "Hey, are you willing to say this on my show? Let me pay you." She paid him to come on the show, yes, but she didn't pay him for his thoughts. And we can't do the speculation thing, because a lot of times what we do is, it's like two artists, guy and girl, do a song together. First thing we want to do is start saying, "Oh, they must be sleeping together." They will never make music ever again. But the first thing we'll say, well, if they made a song together, they must have been sleeping together. We can't do the speculation stuff. Like, we don't have any proof of any of that.
With Kelly and what's his name?
Nelly.
Kelly and Nelly, when they did God, why am I so bad at names today?
And I know, I can't remember the name of the song either. But I mean, even when that came out, everybody said they was messing around. They both said no. And then Christine Ashanti was like, "Yeah, well, if he was messing with her, he would have had to do it behind my back because I was with him." So it was like, once she said that, everybody's like, "Oh," and it was like, yeah, like, two people can come together creatively and make music. Like, it's not unheard of. You know what I mean? But my thing is, like, when you look at the town hall meeting that they had with Killer Mike, T.I., I can't remember who else was on the panel because I don't know everybody that was on the panel, but Candace was on the panel as well. And every time she tried to talk, the crowd was booing her. They was yelling stuff at her. Then, like, you had T.I., he wanted to be the guy to shut her down and get more likes from the audience. And it's like, yo, at least hear what she has to say. Killer Mike, the most reasonable person on the panel, has met with her several times, and he is under the impression she means well. She means for improvement in our community, which a lot of times she does, but she's always being talked over. So when she says, "Hey, media outlets on the left, if you want, I wouldn't mind coming on your show," they immediately, "Well, what do you want to talk about?" "Oh, we ain't talking about that." So when she keeps bringing up Father absence because there is no solution being brought to the table. If you keep saying, "Well, this is the problem and this is the problem," and everybody's trying to come up with solutions to it, okay, well, we recognize that, obviously, because we're coming up with solutions. What about this? "Oh, we're not talking about that." Why aren't we talking about it? because it might be the most important issue that you don't want to find a solution for. Put fathers back in the home. Tommy Simon was on the Fresh and Fit podcast. He said this. He said, it's funny to me that the president of the United States wants to fund putting crack pipes out on the street. He wants to fund it so that people have access to safe drugs that they can take. That way they don't have to be robbing, stealing, all this other crazy stuff. And he said, it's funny to me that he will go ahead and put money towards that. He's like, if you really want to help the Black community, why not incentivize families to stay together? Why isn't that being brought up more? Because it actually helps. It actually helps. Who's breaking up? If you're incentivized to keep the man out of the home, what would happen if you're incentivized to keep the man in the home?
The implication of being incentivized to keep the man out of the home is a false nomer, is a misnomer in itself.
Misnomer.
It's a misnomer in itself.
I'm glad you picked that up.
I did. But here's why I say that. Follow me on this.
Yeah.
It's wasn't of so much of an incentivism that kept the man out. It was the laws of the land that was created to keep the man out. There's a difference there.
It's a slight difference. Between incentivized.
So you have.
And what's the other word you use? Because I was trying to think about it earlier. Incentivize and
incentivize. Yeah. Incentivism. Yeah.
Incentivize.
Yeah. So there's a slight difference. Hear it out. So you have
not gonna say
a law that was created by Richard Nixon to be able to impact and break up the Black Panther movement and the hippie movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
That law was then expounded upon even more so by Ronald Reagan when he created the war on drugs policy, which was then expounded upon by even more so by Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton was with the police bill that they passed,
Mm-hmm.
So each one of those bills, like this, all of this stems back to the 13th Amendment. When you think about it, the 13th Amendment states we are free.
Yeah.
B clause of the 13th Amendment is unless we are imprisoned, then we are enslaved again. So we went from private to public, as Dr. Umar once said. Went from private ownership to public ownership. That's all it was. Because each time that a new bill was introduced to break up the happy home or to put somebody in prison, that bill was you saw an increase of Black men being arrested, of Black homes being destroyed, of and so when you have the idealism of let's face the problem, well, the problem starts with the drug laws. Starts there. Because the drug laws were created to destroy the Black home, to destroy the Black Panther movement, to destroy the hippie movement, to destroy to introduce crack cocaine within our society, to be able to push the Contra war. The welfare system that we have now is based loosely, and I say loosely like loosely is doing a lot of weight holding off of the Black Panther welfare system, which was used to help the communities as a whole. So that welfare system that was created to help families as a whole is now dominated by white women.
Yeah.
It's not even dominated by us. It's dominated by white women. So that whole system was created, and so the system was created, and like you had pointed out, to throw us into prison, federalize us, making it harder, making our lane to be able to get a job this big, and then create recidivism to have us go back into the system, because all our options are either we could sell drugs, or we can hustle, get on the pole, whatever the case may be. We did what we had to do to survive.
Yeah, but see, here's my issue though. Everything that we're saying, you're true, you're factual. But what I'm saying is this: if you know that's what awaits your man as a woman, if you know that's what awaits your man out there, you can keep that check. I need him in the home. All that may be out there. He may get caught up in that, but as his woman, you don't sit back and there should never be a point where you don't want your man in the home. But the moment they said, we'll give you this, if these are your living situation, if this is your living condition, we'll give you this. I'm going to say this, and it's going to come off a certain type of way, but it just needs to be said at this point. A lot of Black women sold their Black men out for a more comfortable lifestyle. That's where this is going. When you sit back and say that your level of comfort is worth more than having your man in the home to help you raise those kids and build that family, you sold him out. Because everything you just said, as far as the drug laws and everything like that, is factual. But guess who pushed that man out there to fall into that? He didn't ask to be out in them streets. Once again, like I said, if I can't be home, but I'm still expected to provide for that home, but I can't be there, where am I going? I got to get a home for myself. I got to go somewhere. I got to sleep somewhere. I got to shower somewhere. I got to keep my health up. That requires me to be in a home, a place of comfort. Now, if I can't afford it with one job and maybe there's no opportunity for a second, I know where I can get the funds for it.
What you're creating is a slippery slope fallacy.
In what way?
Because it's like, got pregnant, pushed the man out. That's and then it just continued to go downhill from there. The pregnancy was the top of the hill, pushed the man out. Now all of a sudden you're good, and then the man just continued to suffer from that point on. That's not the case at all. It's even there's even studies that show that Black men are more involved with their kids' lives than any other race. Period. That Black men are in the homes more than any other race. Period. There's studies showing this. There's studies that have been out for showing this for years now. And it says you keep going back to it being incentivized that we be kicked out of our home and that Black women sold us down the river, when in truth it's not that we were sold down the river, that we were incentivized to be kicked out the home. It's we were in the home, we maintained the home. We got caught up in something stupid. And I mean stupid. Dime bags put you in jail for 10 years. You know, that's stupid. But we got caught up with that because who doesn't smoke weed? It's a well-known fact that we all smoke weed at the exact same rate. It's a well-known fact. White people and Black people and brown community and the Asian community all smoke weed at the exact same rate. There is a 0.5 varying difference between all four of us.
Marijuana is universal.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not disagree. I won't disagree with that.
But it's also shown that we are get three times the sentencing and the federal sentencing on top of it than any of our other counterparts.
No disagreement there.
You know, so when you have those sentences, it's not like, oh, we pushed them out. There's situations of you're speaking of one scenario and making that what is the word I'm looking for? That one scenario be the solid truth. When the solid truth is there's many scenarios that could have led to situations of being a single mother home or a single father home. Well, and when we have those many scenarios, because there are single father homes, there are men who are on welfare, there are men who are collecting food stamps, there are men who are on SNAP.
Let me just ask you a question.
Yeah,
those men who are taking care of their kids, the mothers of those children, are those men not allowing them to be in their lives?
No, but again, that's you're talking about one small scenario.
They leave that door open
and creating it into a bigger thing. When I literally just stated statistically, we are still involved in our children's lives greater than any of our other counterparts. Like you see what you're basically.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, oh, this is.
I want to see the statistics on it because
absolute truth, and it's like, no, the absolute truth is we're more involved than any of our other counterparts. That's the absolute truth. The 100% here now, right today in 2023, January 21st, we are the most involved in our children's lives. Period.
And that's fine. That's fine. We can, I see the statistics on it. We can go with that, and I would lean towards you because you definitely have more insight to that. What I am saying is this: the biggest problem facing Black America is father absence.
But it's not the biggest problem facing it when we're the biggest involvers. You can't.
I'm getting ready to go somewhere with this.
It can't be both. You can't have it both ways. You can't have the ice
I'm
cream
getting
and the sundae.
I'm getting ready.
Hey,
I'm getting ready to go somewhere with
hold
this.
on.
I'm going to go somewhere with this.
Go ahead.
One of the biggest contributing factors to father absence is today's women don't want to get married. They say they do, but they're looking for this 1% man who doesn't exist in every corner of the world because he's rare, and they chuck everybody else. That's why there's all these single mothers running around right now. I don't need no man. I got it all by myself, raising their sons to be that man, to be their man, instead of raising him to be a man. That's one of the biggest contributing factors. Once again, it's going to come off a certain way, but sometimes you got to rip that Band-Aid off instead of trying to peel it off. You just got to rip it off. The fact of the matter is that in this country right now, in the West, we have been told that we are not needed. So now you have a bunch of women running around, sleeping with everybody that they think is somebody, getting knocked up, no man in the home. No man in the home. They've been bailed out a lot of time. You got abortion, you got child support, you got so many different things that bail women out. There's nothing for the men on the men's side. And men cannot even, if a man even suggests, well, why don't you get an abortion? The hell he has to face by just saying that. Just saying that. That's why most men just don't even work. What's the common response when a man finds out that his woman is pregnant or a woman is pregnant? So what you gonna do? Because we don't even want to suggest anything. Because we know we're in the doghouse the moment we suggest anything. If we say we want to keep it and she don't, she gets final say on that. If we don't want to keep it and she does, she got final say on that. So what you want to do? And a lot of times you ain't the one she actually wanted to be with. You just was the guy that night. So immediately I don't want to be with you. I'm gonna just raise my kid by myself. You do you. Just send me a check. Now, don't get me wrong. It's the man's fault too, because he participates. So he got to take accountability too. You're making kids, you got to take accountability. But we are more likely to step up if we're allowed to step up. That's why I feel like you're correct. We are there. Is she allowing me to be there? Because if you look on, and I hate to use these because most of them are scripted, but if you look at there's the internet court show where the dad is fighting because all the mom is seeing is the dollars. I want more child support, more child support. How often do you get to see the kid? Every other weekend. And you want more child support from him? Are you trying to be in the kid's life? Yeah, but that's the way it was set up, and she won't give me more visitation. So how do you explain that? Because ain't no drug laws telling women keep him away. That's the woman's choice.
All right. So let's start from the beginning of your sentiment. Women not wanting to get married. Studies have shown that there's actually more women who want to get married than men do. Men don't want to get married. We don't. Let's face that. We don't. I've even had a clause in my life up until recently where if I'm not married by 30, I'm not getting married. And I kept true to that up until recently. Up until my current partner. Huh?
Are you married now?
No, not married. Okay. Still not married. But I'm planning on getting married to my partner. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to. And I kept it that way. Everybody in my life who knew me, like Dutch will tell you, I don't want to get, I told him on I told everybody, if I'm not married by 30, I'm not getting married. Simple as that. I'm 34, still not married.
Get that off my screen. Hold on. Wait. Get that off my screen. That's not allowed on the show. Put that water away. You know how I feel about that. Was that bottle of water?
But you know, like I'm getting married now. I'm going to be getting married to my partner. You know, and that's who just reached in the screen. I'm going to get married to my partner. You know, like this is the person who I want to spend the rest of my life with because I found that person. Now you're right. There are people who are in for the moment and not in for the all. There are that, but it's also those same people who are in for a moment, not in for the all, who are looking for that. And unfortunately, we don't have enough education within our school systems about sex ed. We don't. We get taught how to put on a rubber by putting it on a putting on a banana and told have a nice day. That's it. That's really it. There's no other thing that's talked about. There's no talk about ectopic pregnancies, which is harmful for a woman's body. There's no talk about rainbow children, which is a thing that happens after you had a miscarriage and get pregnant again and go full term. There's not even a talk about how miscarriages happen. They're just scientific anomalies amongst several people. We don't know the truth or what happens with them. There's no real sex education within our system. So we just treat sex as what it is.
Those are exceptions. Those are exceptions.
No, not really. Because when I was growing up, that's what they did when we was in class. They did the whole banana thing.
No. I'm talking about when he's talking about the miscarriages and stuff like that. Those are exceptions because those won't happen at the rate of actual births happen. So they're exceptions.
It actually happens.
Majority of pregnancies are seen through.
10 to 14% of all pregnancies end in miscarriage.
That's what I'm saying. It's an exception. It's not the majority.
And I think the percentage is, I believe, 40% go to full term. So full term meaning the full 9 months.
Yeah.
So that leaves about 50% get either chop shot or other.
Yeah, you have to break that other 50% up.
It breaks down to where it's like, I think it's like ectopic pregnancies fall in about another 10%. Abortions fall in about 5% is the least likely option, and then early preterm abortion fall somewhere, I believe, that 20-25%. And
which means the 40% full term pregnancy is still the majority.
Premature does count anything that's less than 8 months. So 7 months, 8 months, 8-month births are still considered premature babies.
I know. I'm one of them.
Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them.
So
6, bitch.
There's all that factor there. So there's no real sex education. On top of which, yes, some of us are in it for the for a good time, not a long time. Some of us take after Drake. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And
it applies for women too.
Yeah, I said some of them. I did not limit this conversation.
Okay.
I just want to say real quick. Gotcha. What I'm speaking to isn't within our community. When I say women aren't trying to get married, I'm talking about in our community.
Within our community, some of us are in it for a good time, not a long time, and then we get caught up on situations that happens, unfortunately. But again, it's not said that we are ignoring the fact that there are just some bum ass men.
Oh, I'm not ignoring that fact.
Who don't want to be there.
But
you haven't mentioned it once.
Who chooses to have babies with them?
Hold on. In any of your any standpoint that you have taken up to this point in time, you have never once mentioned bum ass men.
Well, that's because they're not.
Because you know why? You know why I haven't? Because at the end of the day, who chose them?
That's what I'm saying.
People
go back and sit there and say you chose this man. They're ignoring the factor, or they're ignoring the accountability factor that those men play within it. Because it's not that they just chose some random bum ass man. Nobody chooses a bum to be with. A person puts on a facade. Let's face fact. Is the same person that you. Let me ask you a question. Are you married? Are you currently in a relationship?
No. No.
We'll say
for
yes.
the purposes of this live feed,
was the person that you met at the bar?
Give it 100. For the purpose of this, no.
I'll meet you over there. They're at 320. I'll meet you over there. I promise. Does the person I'm being rushed because my kids are having pictures taken today. For their basketball game. Did the person that you met at the bar the same person that you text today?
That's a good question. Wait. No. That's a good question.
Now let's flip that in reverse. No. Is the person that they met at the bar the same person that's texting them?
Hold on. Here's what I'm going to say to you. I can't answer that because I'm not the typical guy at the bar. I'm just not.
Oh well, no. It's
a lot of guys,
a situational question. is
Well,
is
that's
the
what I'm
person
saying.
that
For me, the way I vet is different than everybody else.
That's fair.
Most guys vet just for the night. I vet for the long
for
game.
the future. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
I don't vet,
the person.
I don't vet for
But
the
then
night.
here comes the next question. Now, is the person that they met the same person that's texting them?
Probably not.
So you would state that you put up a facade to get the number to be able to start the text message.
A lot of dudes do. But here's why I gotta put that. No. You didn't get it. You didn't get it. You didn't get it.
Wait.
Here's why. Here's why.
Wait,
Just saying.
wait. If you say that about men, you have to say that about women too, because we do. We have the same.
I literally started off saying
I
it's the same person
I got
that you
the
met at the
rebuttal
bar,
right here.
the person that's texting you, and are
Hold
you
on,
the same
I got the
person that's
rebuttal for
texting
that.
them?
I got the
I
I
rebuttal
literally
for that.
started off saying that.
Yeah, you did.
But wait a minute.
I apologize.
I got the rebuttal for that.
Okay.
Here's the rebuttal for that. When a man, no matter what the facade is, when a man says, let's do this, let's be intimate, right?
Yeah.
I believe if he forces himself, that's illegal.
What is it?
Which means all she needs to do, hey, go in that drawer right there and go get that protection. So if you want to fall for the facade of a bum, be careful doing it. You still have ways to be careful doing it, but you still bring a child into the world with this person because you fell for the facade. That facade doesn't tell you, yo, you know what? You shouldn't even make him put on a condom. He's that
How many
good.
of us sit there and said we're allergic to condoms though?
Then we can't do nothing then. If you're
100% correct. You're 100%
if you ain't
correct.
put a ring on it, if you ain't put, we got an old saying: if you ain't put a ring on it, you better put a thing on it. That's it.
Then you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. But then again, but the nuances in which you're limiting everything to is not, you're not accepting them. Like first, you can't accept the fact that there's how many guys go around sitting there saying I'm allergic to condoms.
60%.
How many women say I don't like the feel of latex?
85%.
That's not 85%. No, don't do that.
You're talking about,
you know,
you're talking about a gender that has over. You're talking about a gender that has over 30 different types of contraceptive. We only have 2.
I'll say like 30%.
No, we have 3.
30 and 30.
And then you have,
30 and
hold on,
30.
and then you have
That's it. That's all we got.
20 states banning the use of Plan B as a contraceptive.
Then you don't need to be in those
banned
states.
it completely.
First of all,
states.
you don't need to be in those states. Second, here's what people are feeling.
So somebody's just supposed to up and move outside of their state because they banned Plan B.
Wait a minute. So let me see if I got this right.
Women are just supposed to up and move outside of their states.
Hold on, they don't have to.
Plan B.
They don't have to because here's why. If you are banned from using it in one state, you're free to use it in another.
And you can come back to that state and get arrested.
Because you use it in another. I need to see that.
Yes, there's law.
I need to see that.
Look at Texas law. Look at Texas's abortion ban law. Texas abortion ban law prevents you from leaving state unless it's a physical medical emergency to have an abortion. Also bans contraceptives, and if you leave the state without it being a medical emergency to have an abortion, you can be fined and put in prison. They've incentivized people to look out for those people, and they give $10,000 to those people who turn in others.
I gotta see that.
Google it, bro. It's free. I promise you, that shit's real.
I gotta see that. Like, I'm definitely gonna look it up because I've never heard of it.
I don't know about the $10,000 part, but the other part is
what I'm speaking to is this. What I'm speaking to is this. When we talk about the bums, that these women have kids with, you still chose to do that. If I'm sitting up here and I'm like, yo, I'm balling out of control, you need to be with me, and you decide, okay, cool. And then you find out everything I just said is a lie, you still have a choice to make.
Again, not in
if
20
I
states.
put on a facade, and you know I put on a facade, and then you come up with the test, and the test says positive, you now look and go, yo, he ain't who he said he was. Do I really want to have a baby by this dude? No.
But again,
that's
you're
still gonna have it.
That's outside of those 20 states. That's not possible. In those 20 states,
you can leave the state, bro. I'm telling you. I gotta look up what you're talking about with Texas, but you can leave the state. You can
It's
leave
an
us
actual
Telling you,
fact.
there are several states in which the laws have been created where you can't. And
right now.
Ohio,
It's
they tried to
50-50.
arrest.
Right now,
Hold
it's
on.
50-50.
And one of those states being Ohio, they tried to arrest a 10-year-old little girl for leaving the state for to have an abortion after she was raped by her uncle.
Yep, that's actually true.
I gotta look these up.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying like the options are all around. It's not. There's laws that are placed
What I'm
against
saying,
people
what I'm
to be
saying
able to have those
is-
things happen to them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, just as you can point out those anecdotal situations,
Anecdotal.
I know
That's what I
people
was looking
who
for
have
earlier.
left
Thank you.
states that have banned. What I'm saying is, I know
When he
people
said it, I was
personally.
like, that's the word.
What I'm saying is, I know people personally that have said, I can't get it here, so I'm coming on the East Coast. They have visited us, like us, their friends. I'm coming in for a visit, and then they sat us down and told us why they were really coming through. And we're like, oh damn, I didn't know it was banned there. Yeah, they banned it here, so that's why I'm here. All right, cool. And they went and got it done. And once everything was everything, they went back. They're free. They're walking around free as you and I. Ain't nobody arrest them when they went back home. I talk to these people on a consistent basis. So what I'm saying is there's still options. Still options. So when somebody shows you who they are, and you like think about it like this. Future is online every day talking about how hard it is for him with birthdays, Mother's Day, and all this other stuff. And he got all of these kids and all these baby mamas. And girls see him on live and decide they want to get in on that too. Really? 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 You want to be a part of the clan? Really? Okay. So what I'm saying is you still have options. You have way more than us. Way more. So what I'm saying is if a bum is who you sleep with, you still have a choice to say, let me make sure nothing comes out of this. He got that one. He played it up. He got that one. But you still have a decision. You still have an option. You have many options to say, all right, let me correct that situation in case anything pops up. It's that simple. Take birth control.
But again, birth control is an option, but it's not an option everywhere. And again, it's not.
But every
just,
option
again,
isn't banned everywhere either.
You're right. It's not banned everywhere, but it's not just the option up to the woman to use contraceptive, and it's also up the option of a man to be able to sit there and say, "Hey,
Contraceptive
you don't want
makes
to
us
use
all
a rubber, I'm
realistic.
good. I'm out." Those options are available for us men as well.
I
Just so we can say
said
options
that. We
are
only have
available for
3.
women, but
We only have 3.
we have more than 3 contraceptive options.
And they make us so sick.
But what I'm saying is,
a man can get a vasectomy and when he's ready to have a kid, get it reattached. It's simple.
Yeah,
for
sorry.
us, it's a same-day surgery that's less evasive than getting your tubes tied. It's a same-day surgery.
Yeah.
We can get clipped, relax for a couple of hours, and bust a nut 2 hours later. Like that's it. Like that's it for us, you know. Like,
but I'm just saying though, we only have 3 options on our end. Y'all like we're gonna have over 30.
We have more than 3.
And they all make us sick.
What 3?
We have spermicide for us. We have we also have condoms. We have abstinence, which is an option. You have vasectomy, which is an option. You have
Hey. Abstinence is not an option, but go on.
Abstinence is not an option. We choose to not have abstinence as an option, but abstinence is an option.
Yeah.
It goes against our human nature.
So that's 4.
You also have where they're working on a contraceptive pill for men.
Wait. We can't use that.
That's working on.
We can't use that.
That's working on.
So that means right now there's 4.
Yeah, let's keep it honest. Pull-out game needs to be at 100. But you can have it.
All right, if you want to add that,
Yours.
you want to add that. So think about this for a second.
Mine's not at
0.
My pull-out game is over.
Wait. Think about this for a second.
Sure is.
My pull-out game is in debt. My pull-out game is like, yo, you owe me a couple times. What do you mean?
What I'm saying is
I
this,
treat my
though.
pull-out game like George Bush did Iraq. I never pull out.
Bruh.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm going to use a sports analogy. You want a team that can only run the ball. you hold them more accountable than the team who can throw, pass, special team return to everything at their disposal. But if the other team loses with only one option, you hold them to the fire. You hold their feet to the fire over the one that has plenty of options.
I hold everybody's feet to the fire equally.
No. Think about what I just said though. We gonna look at both teams and say, yo, win. At the end of the day, win. But the one that the team with only one option, they lose. You'll say it. You'll be like, well, they lost. But you'll also say, well, the other team had way more options. Like they should have won. This team can only run the ball. This team can special teams. The defense is crazy. They score every time. The offense can throw the ball, run the ball. Quarterback is coming out on the option. Too many options to stop. But this one team can only score by running. And you're going to hold them to the same level of accountability as the other?
And we forget
that.
We forget that that Detroit Lions went to the playoffs plenty of times with just Barry Sanders.
Birth control destroys our bodies.
Barry Sanders opened up the play action though. I know my history.
Barry Sanders ran that team.
He was the main focal point of the offense.
Hey,
Are you driving right now?
They still had the option to pass. Don't sleep on Rodney Pete and them like that. Don't do Rodney Pete like that. Don't do Rodney Pete like that.
We got
Rodney Pete was okay.
basketball pictures.
Yeah, but don't sleep on Rodney Pete like he was a bum. He wasn't a bum.
I'm going to sleep on Rodney Pete. Rodney Pete could not compete in this league.
Hey, hello, hey. We are getting off subject, and I love it. Continue.
all I'm saying
Rodney
is
Pete couldn't compete in this league.
All I'm saying is this, just to bring it full circle, all I'm saying is this. When it comes down to it, who's the gatekeepers to sex? Men or women?
Women are, yeah.
So that means if you're the gatekeepers, you determine whether this happens or not. So if I come up, if I'm getting ready to lay down with a woman, if I'm getting ready to lay down with a woman, and she says, whoa, you need protection. And I say, well, I don't want to use it. She can then look at me and go, well, that means you don't want me then. Bye. But if I say, I don't want to put one on it, she goes, okay.
It's dual accountability.
It is just as much our responsibility. Hold on. It is just as much our responsibility
that's
to
what
wear
I was about to
a condom and
say.
to use a
There
condom
is dual
as it is a
accountability
woman's
when it comes to sex.
But here's what I'm saying.
Like, no, like
after,
that, like
after the act happens, and I show you I'm a bum, you still have time to make sure that you have no attachment to me whatsoever. You literally can, oh snap, that's really who he is? Now I'm getting this taken care of because that ain't it. That ain't it.
Hey,
Before you bring life into the world, you need to have the nuclear family established first.
hey, Thunder Brothers.
That's simple. Marry before you carry.
There is dual accountability that needs to be taken when it comes to the subject of procreating with the opposite sex from both parties. Because one, sex is a two-person thing.
It is. But
It's
who
from the
has more
door.
authority on it?
I'm not talking. Let me finish. I will mute that ass. Don't forget this. But what I'm saying is sex is a one-on-one thing. Man and woman. Y'all both have options in this act. When y'all lay down together, y'all are on equal terms. Things happen between you two people. Y'all both have to make these decisions. We had this discussion last week on our last show where I said, don't shake your head no, where I said that if two people are equal when they lay down, two people need to be equal when it comes to the decisions of what comes out of that laying down.
I'm glad you brought that up because both people don't have that authority. That's the whole point. If I lay down with a woman, she gets pregnant, and I say, "Oh, sweet, I'm gonna be a father," and she says, "Nah, I'm not having it."
We talked about that last week.
Hold
on.
Now, where's my authority now? It's gone.
if you have the rights as a dad at that point in time to sign your rights away.
Men have no.
But he
right
wants
to
the baby. What are you talking about?
Men
Why
have
would
no
he
right
decide
to
right to
anti-conception.
If a man doesn't want to have the child, but the woman does, you as a man have your right then and there to sign your rights away.
Hold on, and guess what? She can still get you for child support. That's
If
a law.
you sign
That's
your
fact.
rights away, she can't.
That's fact. Yes, that's fact. She can still take you to court for child support. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That does not matter. Look it up. That does not matter. She can still hit you for child support. Period. Period. And that's what I'm saying. If you are the gatekeepers to something, that means you bear the responsibility of what comes out of that.
That's again, that's you limiting to the responsibility on the man.
Because you have overall totality of
to it. You're
saying
sitting
who
here
gets
saying
born in this
all
country.
women all the time. Man has nothing to do with it. And it's like, no, we do. We
But
do
here's
have
the thing.
something to do with it. We
Flip
have
it-
a
flip it real quick.
responsibility. We have a
Flip it real quick.
responsibility to carry a condom within our wallet. We have a
Very true.
responsibility to sit there and say we don't want to have a raw dog situation. We have a responsibility to be able to ensure plan B is right there in case we need it, in case we do have that there. It costs $75 for us to get plan B. We could buy that literally off the shelf inside of CVS in the state of New Jersey. We know that.
I'm with you, but here's what I'm saying.
It's our responsibility just as much as it's theirs.
But here's
if
the
they want to
difference.
keep the child, that's again their decision and on them. And at that point in time, we made the irresponsible choice. We made that irresponsible choice too.
But here's the difference. We get punished for it. They don't.
We made an irresponsible choice. They also get punished for it because they have to be there for that child as well.
But hold on. When we lay down, you tell me, hey, I'm pregnant, and I'm like, man, I'm not ready to be a father yet. I'm not even financially stable to be one. And you look at me and go, well, you better get ready because I'm having it. After that, it's out of my hands now. So
it is still your responsibility and it's still her responsibility. Because if she's sitting here saying that she's going to hold on. If she's saying that she's going to keep the baby, she's made a conscious decision right then and there to responsibly be a mother for that child. She's made that conscious responsibility for herself. And if she's failing those duties, then she has failed that child.
That's not entirely true. There's a whole weekend. There's a whole weekend.
Hold on. Wait. Just make sure I understand this correctly. She says, I want to have a child. You say you don't. She says, I'm keeping it anyway. She's not at that point in time taking responsibility for having that child.
No, man, here's why. Because there's a whole weekend dedicated to women going to a certain destination point to get knocked up by rich celebrities. There's an entire website designed to tell women where to find said celebrities at so they can go get knocked up. So it ain't about raising kids. It's about a come up.
Stop.
About a come up.
Stop. Wait, stop.
About a cup.
That's a small.
Thank you.
Really?
Evidence that you're turning into a whole.
Really?
You're taking anecdotal evidence and making it a
how small his sample size is.
We're supposed to be having a civilized conversation here, people. Two people cannot speak at the same time, and I will not be cut off mid-point. We have already discussed this several times. Now, what I was saying was, in your example, bro,
which one?
That is speaking to a small portion of people, because a lot of females aren't actually going toward where the 1% is. Some females are going to, well, let me rephrase that. It's not that they're going to the 1%, the main 1%. They're going to the 1% where they can get them. What?
Did you know that there are twice as many single mothers as single fathers?
No shit.
Do you know why?
Ramsey?
Did you know that the reason that there is twice as many single mothers as there are single fathers is that the courts have already determined that women are more have more likely to be a better housing situation than a single father home does, while also at the same time Kate taking it into
that's
the
not
account.
why.
That is why.
That's not why.
Hold on, sir.
No.
Sir,
you got to think about what I asked.
Let me finish. while also taking into the accountability factor that there are more pedophiles.
What the hell?
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think
While
he
taking
got.
there you
also
go.
into effect that there are more
I was about to say,
pedophilic
I think
men
you
than there
canceled
are.
him.
Hold on.
While taking into consideration,
hold
there
on.
are more
You gotta
pedophilic men.
rewind.
You gotta rewind.
your
You gotta
point, 'cause we
rewind.
didn't let you
I'm picking up literally where I left off.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
picking up literally where I left off. Okay. While taking into fact that there are more pedophilic men than there are pedophilic women.
Whoa! Hold on.
Here's the thing.
Stop.
If we're going to talk in
That's not
complete
why.
nuances, let's talk nuances then. Let's talk nuances. If
That's
we're going
not
to talk
why.
about how there's 2 times more women, single women homes than there are single father homes,
That's
let's
not
talk in
why.
the nuances of why. Let's
That's not
talk
why.
nuances if we're going to talk nuances. I'm ready
Hold
for
on.
that conversation.
That's not why.
Wait,
Everything
hold
you're
on.
bringing up is a
Hold.
small sample, is a small number. It's the exception.
Oh.
Exactly.
The reason why
You're talking nuances. So if we're going to talk nuances,
I
be
asked a
prepared for
question.
the nuances I'm going to talk.
Wait, I asked a question and nobody gave me the answer.
I gave you the answer.
No, that's not the
You
answer.
just didn't
though.
like the answer.
No, because that's not the right answer. Here's
That's
the answer.
true answer. Courts side with women more than they side with men.
No, that's not the answer to the question I'm asking.
If it's abandonment or if the woman is beyond redemption.
That's not the answer.
That is very
answer if you want
true.
the answer. You ready for the answer? The reason why there's more single mothers than single fathers because women are fucking the same dudes. Bam. Bam. I gave you the greatest example. Future. Give you another one. Nick Cannon. Give you another one. Sean Kemp. Give you another one. Larry Johnson. All these high-tier men with multiple women, multiple kids.
Stop.
One dude has knocked up 13 women.
Stop.
One person has knocked up 13 women. And all the women keep looking
Nick
over
Cannon
there
has
going,
12
when's it
baby
gonna be my
moms.
turn?
No, Nick Cannon has
That's
11 baby
simple.
moms and 12 kids. Wait,
say that again? Say that again?
Nick Cannon has 11 baby moms and 12 kids. Stop it. Stop it.
So wait. He's one single father compared to 11 single mothers.
That he did himself.
But that's the whole point. These women know. It's not like they walked in and was like, nah, Nick Cannon's pure. I'm the only one he's been with.
This went from a genuine conversation to a disingenuous one, real quick.
It's not disingenuous. I asked a simple question. I said, why? I said, did you know that there's more single mothers than single fathers? He said, yes. I said, do you know why? And then y'all went to all this other stuff. The reason why there's more single mothers than there are single fathers is because women are having sex and having babies with the same man. There's 2 women having a kid right now by one dude. One dude is impregnating multiple women. One dude. So Nick Cannon's ratio right now is 1 to 11.
Are y'all paying attention to my face? Are y'all paying attention to like the face switch I'm making right now? Because I'm trying to be a good host, but every time I go to stop y'all just try to talk over me, and yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off. I rarely get pissed off on my show. I'm really starting to get a little annoyed. So yeah, this is what I'm going to say. Lost on it. That's what I'm going to say. As far as your point goes, Ramsey, my perspective, my feelings about it seems to me like you're a little bit too. So you're okay. It seems like you're a little too pro-feminine. In my perspective, I'm just saying.
Who's the problem? I don't even know who the problem is. Like, you got to be more specific.
She's saying that men are the problem.
No, we're not. Men are the problem, and they built the world. Okay.
I wasn't done. No. The other perspective is with you, Doc. Here's my problem. We are of a society that's not that 1%.
Keep buffering my point.
I'm not buffering your point. What I'm saying
you just don't know it yet.
What I'm saying is the conversation we're having are dealing with people in our community, not the 1%. So I personally would like it if you could present points that are not about the motherfucking making $1 million. Of course, the motherfucking making over $1 billion is gonna be fucking this 15 different fucking women. He can't.
You forget what I do at night?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're fucking 15 different women at the same time right now?
Oh, no. Did you forget what I do at night when I'm in these clubs? I'm observing everything. There are two dudes. Hold on. There are two dudes who have bottle service.
Okay, let's talk about those two dudes. Not about Shawn Kemp, not about Nick Cannon, not about.
I'm bringing it to you. I'm giving you what you want. I'm giving you what you want.
Thank you. Let's keep it on that level.
Hold on. There's two dudes with bottle service. 13 women. So wait, let me see if I got this right. There's only 2 guys that paid for that table, and it takes 13 of y'all to be in there with them. Y'all compete with each other to get them. So that means you know that there's other females in there. So why would you even bother? Because you think you can beat out the next one. Okay then. Now I've had situations where we see somebody that comes in with his baby mama, gets tables, his baby mom's there. Girls see that. Following week he comes there, he gets a table, baby mama ain't with him. Here go those girls that saw the baby mama in there with him, and they trying to fight to get in there with him. Why? So person talking about we the problem, we ain't the problem. We are not the problem. Women compete with each other to try to get top tier dudes. Even on a lower scale, if you a dude making $50,000 a year, you ain't the millionaire, but you are still somebody to a select group of women, and they will go against each other to get that man. And guess what ends up happening? Majority of the time, Teresa got him. Now Sarah wants him. Instead of Sarah going out there and finding a guy like him, she just takes that man. You see what I'm saying? But women are the gateway. The women are the gateway for that, because you know he got somebody. You know he got a baby mama, and you still gonna come out. And the moment you see an opportunity to approach him, you take it. That's why there's twice as many single mothers as single fathers.
But
I gave you the example with Nick Cannon because his ratio is what? 1 to 11. And these girls all know he got a baby mama. You still trying to get with him.
But that's Nick Cannon. Again, that's Nick Cannon.
But it still applies, because what I said was, if you look at the guy that makes $50,000 a year, he's on the lower end, but it still applies because the girls in his circle see that and go, I bet you I can get him. I bet you I can get him. It's not hard for women to get sex from men. It's very easy. Play Call of Duty on easy mode. How many benefits do you get when you win the game? None. Play it on veteran. You get all the bonuses. That's why men that sleep with a lot of women are more respected than women that sleep with a lot of men. Because it's easy on that side. It's not easy on this side. No matter who you are, it's not easy. But what I'm saying is, when you sit up there and you see him with his baby mom, and you still decide, I'm going to get him next. Now, that one man just made 2 baby moms, 2 to 1. That's why there's twice as many single mothers as single fathers.
Let me
just
drop
that real quick.
No, you might want to pick that up real quick. Go on.
Are you done? Are you finished? Because you turned an anecdotal evidence into an island, from an island into a continent. But we'll continue with this. So it's anecdotal. It's anecdotal. That's a small size, because it's not every woman out here that's doing the exact same thing. And as I stated, the reason why legally and statistically there's more single mothers, because statistically stats back me up more than they back you. I'm sorry. You're talking about a small percentage versus an overall grouping. Yes, they do. Stats back me a lot more than they back you. Statistically speaking, women have there are more single mothers than there are single fathers, because the court systems automatically side with the woman before they side with the man. They automatically do that, and it takes a detrimental woman in order for the courts to remove a child from a woman's household.
I'm with you on all the points you made. I heard everything you said about every point you made, but when I asked the question, everything you said was not the answer to that question. Everything you said is factually
You're basing
correct.
it off of.
What I'm saying is this. For there to be twice as many baby mothers as baby fathers, this is basic math. Twice as many baby mothers as single father, as fathers, is because
but that's not the
one
case.
or more women have to sleep
That's not
with
always the case.
one person.
Well, that also
That's not
comes
always
down
the
to the
case.
fact that it's more women in the
How's
world than men too.
Whoa.
That's not always the case. Exactly. Like that's not always the case.
No.
You're making it 100% of 100%. This like your whole sentiment.
How do people get pregnant?
Hold on a second. You've dismissed literally everything I stated with that sentiment. Especially let's put it on basic math. Let's put it on basic math right now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
How many times can a woman in 1 year get pregnant?
Once. How many times can we impregnate a woman?
365 times.
This is what I'm trying to say. Let's say on Monday I get Sarah pregnant. On Tuesday I get Teresa pregnant. Didn't I just make 2 baby mothers?
So then here's the next question.
Hold on. Just hold on. Make 2 baby mothers?
Where's the accountability on you?
I got you. I'm with you. That's irresponsible on my part.
Where's the accountability? You did.
But hold on. No, I didn't.
But you did. Yes, you did.
No, not at all. Because
you didn't take it away from Nick Cannon. You brought up the fact that it's 11-1 to Nick Cannon. You sat there and said, "Oh, there was a Nick Cannon is a celebrity. 11 different women chased after him. When one of those women is Mariah Carey."
Yes, I know.
One of those women is Mariah Carey. Who has a bigger bag than he does. She has a bigger bag than him. Mariah Carey has a bigger bag than him.
Because think about this. I can acknowledge the irresponsibleness on my part for getting a girl pregnant on Monday and getting another girl pregnant on Tuesday. But guess what? These women know and they still do it.
But you didn't acknowledge that until I said that.
No,
you never acknowledged it.
Because you didn't even.
You should.
You went to pedophiles and you went to a bunch of different reasons why the courts do this, that, and the third. I'm not even acknowledging the court because that's not even the beginning of it. The courts didn't make them pregnant.
Dane wants to talk.
One at a time. That's all I was going to say. One at a time. That's all I was going to say.
Hear me out real fast.
I hear both of you, and I'm loving the fact that this back and forth is happening. I'm loving it. But you both cannot speak to each other at the same time. Because in my ears, I'm hearing so if I'm hearing that, then I know my people might be hearing that too. So if we can just keep it balanced, please.
Good.
All right.
But here's the thing. I used an anecdotal evidence to go against your anecdotal evidence. You have not in one time in any of your talking points have you stated we bear responsibility. You have always placed the bearing and the responsibility on the women. And every point that you have brought up and every point that you have stated, you have said women. It is only after I stated we men have responsibility in it as well did you acknowledge the fact that we men have responsibility in it as well. When it's left to just the conversation of what you have stated, just your words, never have you automatically stated we as men have a responsibility in these transactions as well, unless I stated it.
Not true.
So you can't sit there and say that you're giving us the responsibility when you have yet to acknowledge that we as men need to carry condoms in our wallets, and if the woman doesn't want to have the condom in the situation, we can back out. You haven't acknowledged the fact that we can sit there and not impregnate 2 women at once. You have yet to acknowledge that we can also say it's okay to back away. You have yet to acknowledge the court systems that have allowed the 2-to-1 ratio. You have yet to acknowledge any of those things and any of your sentiments. All of your sentiments have been is the women's responsibility in this.
Hey, I got an idea. I had a crazy idea while you two were talking. I'm sorry, don't mean to cut you off, but I do because that's the only way I seem to be able to talk. I had a crazy idea. I reached out to one of my female friends, and she's here. I'd like to welcome to the stream Snacks. What up, Freaky?
What's going on, baby? How you doing? I've been listening to your conversation and all that, and it seemed one-sided to me. It seemed like you got 3 men in the room, just talking about women. And
hey, I'm neutral. I haven't said anything.
I've been neutral too. I've been mutual too. I've been on both sides of the fence.
Like some people, somebody sound bitter against women and all that, and yeah,
Uh-oh.
opinion. We all got
There's the shaming language.
We all got opinions.
Now I'm bitter.
You know, it's what it is. But you know, facts is facts, and you know, it's not. I'm a single parent, and I went through the court shit with all my children. You know what I'm saying? With their father. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be the first to say, from my own experience, in response to what you said, the guy with the blue hoodie, with the gray hoodie on. Let me finish, bro. You know what I'm saying? In response to that, is that the courts don't always side with the mom. They don't. They I don't know how the courts is where you're at, but I'm in New York State right now. You know what I'm saying? And I had to. As much as he had to prove that he was a good fit father, I had to prove I was a good fit mother as well. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't just go to the courts and just bash this man and say whatever, because they used to people doing that shit. They used to women bashing dudes and all that shit like that. So the courts is more hip to the system now. So they used to women coming in there and bashing the dude, whether he a good dude or not, whether it's the truth or not. So you got to go through now as a black woman. You have to prove this shit now in court. You know what I'm saying? I went to court for months, almost a year and a half, to get full and sole custody of my fucking child. I mean, of two of my children. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they don't. And I got my own business and everything. I got it going on, bro. I got my own everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I still had to prove that I was a better fit parent for my children than he was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even though he ain't have no crib, he couldn't provide a fucking house, a bedroom for them, none of that shit. And I got proof of all that shit, but we still had to go through the whole process. It wasn't like, oh, well, she brought him to court for custody of her child, so here, we gonna just give it to her. Nah, that's how you saying it, and that's not the case. That may have been the case in the past. That may have been the case in the past, and it may have happened to some people. I don't know your jurisdiction, the jurisdiction that you live in, but I'm speaking
Jersey, baby.
Experiences. I'm speaking from my own experience, not one experience, but my own personal experience. I'm not read or seen no TikTok or shit like that. No, but my own experiences. And then on you up with the black shirt on, respond to you, bro. Like, come on, man. If you, where's your accountability at? Before I say anything else, where's your accountability? So okay, so what you fuck Sarah today and Paula tomorrow? Okay, what's up with where your accountability at? Cause Sarah don't know you fuck Paula. You probably said whatever you said to Paula to make her think that you a single fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about where's your accountability? That's what I'm saying. Like, men, everybody want point fingers, and point fingers. Fuck all that shit. People need to start showing you know what I mean? Where's the accountability at? The accountability, I ain't shit. I wasn't shit. Hey, man, we forever evolving. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we forever growing. You know what I'm saying?
And woman is over about.
We gotta stop that shit, yeah. That's what I got to say about that in response to what I heard so far. Y'all had me at first. Y'all had me going. I was like, okay, all right, the brother's talking some shit. They start getting one-sided. Oh, hold on, man. What the fuck?
All right, we want.
I should get one-sided. Like, nah. Then you talking about this nigga with all this money. Of course he out here slinging his dick with everybody. And of course the dude in the club with the jars with the 13 women, he getting that back for that reason. Solely. Like, we go hand in hand. A broke nigga, no bitches don't want him. You feel me? If you broke and you sticking and you looking all rough and shit, don't no woman want that. You feel what I'm saying? Unless she look like that nigga. She rough and spunky too. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why you niggas out here pushing hard, because y'all want them bitches too. Plain and simple. That's all I got to say. So if you slinging your dick and this bitch and that bitch, tell that bitch you just fucked Sarah the other day or yesterday and see if that bitch give you some motherfucking. Let's do it like that. Be honest with these hoes. I just fucked Sarah last night. You still gonna
Snacks. Rebuttal time. You gotta give a chance. To rebut. Okay. I
had to let it go because I had to sit. I had to sit and hear all these shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I had to sit and hear all these shit. So I'm talking for all the women that's looking too. Like, if you hear this shit, so I'm talking for them too. Like, this is some bullshit, bro. And I love y'all, but goddamn, you want black women to love y'all or not? You want us to build y'all up or you want us not to? It sounds like you like, nah, fuck these bitches. And then you sound you fucking white girls because you said Sarah. Like, Sarah.
Doc, go ahead.
Hold on. First of all,
let me go.
First of all, Dutch, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't we had a grandmother named Sarah? We have a cousin named Sarah, right?
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
sorry.
They black, right?
You like some snowflakes, though.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Now moving on to the next thing. So let's just eliminate that part right there. Moving on to the next thing. Hold on. To my homie, All I'm saying is this. I did put responsibility on the fellas when I gave the sports analogy. I said we look at them both. Remember I said that? I said one team can only do one thing, but we still expect them to win. That's the responsibility that I put on them. I still expect you to win. In that analogy, that's what I gave you as the responsibility. We still expect you to be responsible. That's the win, being responsible. On the other side, you have a lot of options, and we still expect you to win, to be responsible. That's where I put it on the men and the women. I just stated in that analogy that
shit gonna fly over some people's heads right there. How you broke that down, it's gonna fly over some people's heads. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is. You take accountability for your actions or you don't. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is at the end of the day.
Now, addressing the scenario that I gave after that, I literally stated these women see this man with his baby mama and still go after him, which means they know.
You can't generalize though.
They know.
You can't generalize.
No, I'm just giving an example because that's what I was asked to do, was give an example. I went from the rich guys to the guys I see in the club.
You were speaking in general though, right?
I always speak in generalities, but I'm giving an example, a personal. Wait. I'm giving a personal example of something I saw personally. He came in. He was there with his baby mom. These girls that come in, they see him there. They see him with his baby mom, and she not there. Oh, I'm gonna go get him now. Now, does that absolve him? No, because he got a baby mom. So if he does that, that does fall on him. That's the whole we still expect you to win part of responsibility. Okay. What I'm saying is this. I literally asked, I said, do you know that there's twice as many single mothers as single fathers? And I got all this other stuff about the courts and everything like that. Well, guess what? The courts ain't making these two people lay down and have a kid together. Courts ain't doing that. That's two people making a decision. But if the woman makes that decision, knowing that he got a baby mama somewhere else, and you still decide to do it, that man is now responsible for 2 children.
Okay.
From two different women. 2 to 1.
That's where accountability come into play.
Thank you. That's what I was saying. That's why I said I get all your points. And you are factual in all your points about the court system and everything. But before it gets there, these two have to get in the bed. If these two get in the bed and the woman knows that there's another woman, why is she still getting in the bed with him?
But that's not every woman's situation either.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about what I presented to him as far as my question.
I was with both of my kids' fathers for one I was with for 6.5 years, one I was with for 11 years. So it was history. You feel what I'm saying, brother? So this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this is not every woman's. And you said generally that you speaking generally. So generally speaking, every woman ain't them bitches in the club you talking about. Generally speaking,
wait a minute.
Generally speaking, there's a lot of women that's out here that's single because niggas just got that mindset, like how you just said, I fuck Sarah this day and fuck Molly the next motherfucking day because I have no intentions. I'm not strapping up or nothing because there's no accountability on me. I'm a man. It's all the accountability is on her, and that's fucked up. That's a fucked up mentality to have as a brother. You feel what I'm saying? That's real fucked up because you're supposed to be a king, bro. That's fucked up.
Whoa. First of all,
that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing something wrong. Correct me, but that's what I'm hearing.
Let me correct you real quick. The scenario I gave has nothing to do with me. It's just a scenario I gave. It's an example. It has nothing to do with me. I have no kids.
You're speaking generally, and I'm responding.
Wait. But you're putting the example I gave back on me, like as if I.
You're the one that's saying it. You're the one that's giving the example, bro. Who else?
It's just an example. It's not real. It's not real. Bro,
so what do we have?
Sarah on Monday and get Teresa pregnant on Tuesday.
My bad. I thought we was talking about real life shit.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's an example. I gave a scenario. It's an example. It's not real.
Because that's what I gave. That's
what I'm trying to tell you. You're putting it on me as if I actually did that.
Off your fake examples. Hold on, now I'm lost. Hold on, because that's why I came in the discussion because I
gave an example. It's just an example.
Okay, and I gave life examples. True life.
Okay, yeah, you're speaking from life experience. I'm just telling you. Because the way you're coming at me about that scenario as if I actually did it, and I'm trying to tell you, no, it's just an example.
I'm defending the women that the women that are not the chick that you talking about, them chicks you generally speaking about, that's in the bar, that see Tom, Dick, and Harry with their baby moms and shit. I'm speaking up for them women because we not in the bars. We working hard because these niggas don't want to fucking take care of their kids because after he fucked Sarah, he fucked me, and then he went and fucked Molly, and he still fucking wherever he want to fuck with no accountability, raw dog. You feel what I'm saying? Because you know you know what I'm saying. So before you put the responsibility, any part of responsibility on the woman, know that you motherfuckers supply the sperm, y'all supply that egg. So it's
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So the responsibility go on both. I should know. I should be smart enough. I should be smart enough and responsible enough to say, hey, listen, you gotta put a condom on. We gotta use protection, and you should be you should be doing the same. Plain and simple. Not just because we don't want to have no baby, because we don't want no fucking disease, nigga. You don't want your dick falling off, do you? You feel me? That's real shit. I don't want my pussy acting crazy neither. I don't want no bumps and no crazy on my motherfucking shit. So it's about self-fucking love first. So if you out here fucking Sarah last night and you gonna go fuck Molly in the morning and go home and fuck your wife later on, nigga, then you a nasty ass nigga. You ain't got no self-fucking love and you ain't shit. And if you get on anybody's live stream or podcast and talk that shit out and think somebody that's gonna be viewing that shit gonna view you as a brother, a real motherfucking stand-up dude, they not. And I'm not saying that this is you. All I'm saying is the shit that you brought on here that you was talking about, that wasn't feeling that shit, bro. Like I'm not.
Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't feel it.
That's all. Some things that she was saying, I was feeling. You feel what I'm saying? But then something when y'all start talking about this other shit, just lost me. I was like, damn, what the fuck? Damn, but you don't like sisters now? Like, hold on now. Like, we got enough brothers out here that don't like sisters.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because you don't know my preference. Let me ask you a question because you brought that up. I'm gonna ask you a question. Who I sleep with affects you how?
Huh?
Who I sleep with affects you how?
Oh, I didn't say who you sleep with. I didn't say
no. You just kept throwing another brother that don't like sisters. So who I sleep with affects you how?
No, I said you said Sarah. I was just talking shit.
Oh my god.
Do you like white girls?
Simple questions, bro. Time out. Listen to the question. Listen to the question. Listen, y'all. This is the problem. Y'all not listening to the question.
Mix at the end, but I mean.
No. Because it doesn't matter what names I said. You decided. Hold on. You decided based on the names I use what race the person was. So I'm asking you hold on. Stop. What I'm asking you is who I sleep with, no matter what their race is. How does that affect you?
That would explain to me why you come.
No. How does it affect you?
Why, that would explain to me why you one-sided about women.
No, bro. No. How does it affect?
Snacks, answer the question. Snacks, answer the question.
White chicks though. The groupies.
You're not answering the question.
Snacks, answer the question.
How does it affect you who I sleep with?
Answer the question.
It doesn't affect me.
Thank you. So why are we worrying about who? Why are we worrying about race?
Why are you bringing that? Why are you going? Why are you reaching with that? Because I can't.
That's not a reach. You brought race into it based on names.
With that though, it is what it is. I never even said nothing about who you fucking, bro. All I said was that because it said Sarah, you must be fucking.
Am I crazy right now?
That's
just her fault.
You Snacks. You did come off talking about how like.
I know I'm not crazy. I know I didn't make this happen.
You did that. You did do that, Snacks.
It was just said. It was being said jokingly.
But Snacks, you did come up and say you need to stop fucking these white women. Snacks, you did come up and say that. Like, keep it a full bean. Keep it a full stack. Keep it a full stack. Snacks, you came up and said you need to stop fucking these white women. You said that. You said that though, Snacks. Keep it a full stack. Snacks, I've been riding with you since everything you stated. Even when you talked against me, I was riding with you. I respect in everything in every situation that you have spoken of. But you did say you need to stop fucking these white women. You did say that.
Based on names.
Keep it a full beat because based off of names, you said you need to stop fucking these white women. You did say that.
We can rewind this shit or whatever. What we not gonna do is have a gang up on Snack Day up on this motherfucker.
Who's ganging up? You not gang up. You said it. I literally said it. Hold on, Snacks. Before you jump in the back.
That's the gang up, nigga. What the fuck is
I'm not.
Hold on.
I will not allow that at all. You already know.
Alexis on this motherfucker now. Y'all got the right one. It's the best.
Hold on.
You already know.
That
is not going to happen on here.
Thank you. That's not what happened.
Jokingly. I said it jokingly.
Yeah, she did. She definitely did.
Okay, but that's the point. Like, that's where he's coming from.
Why do we say Monique, nigga, Tasha, or Keisha? You feel me? Yeah, so the first time I hear a motherfucking black dude say Sarah or fucking whatever, the first thing I'm thinking is he fuck with white girls. So that's why I said
that's where he's coming from, though.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's where he's coming from.
That's the whole point.
He's not ganging up on you. It's pointing out what you say.
I
acknowledging what you stated because I even said before you said that I was ganging up on you, I even started off stating to you, I respect everything that you said, even when you said it against me. You came up with some real good points. You even introduced some real good points to me, and I acknowledge that, and I respect it. I'm not ganging up on you. If anything, I am probably leaning more on your side than anything else.
Oh yeah, y'all together.
Yeah, if anything,
Nah,
like keep
but-
it full beat.
We not.
Keep
Hold
it
on.
full beat.
Time out.
We all together, man.
Wait,
Come
Tom,
on, man.
thank
We
you.
all.
Well,
Thank you,
like
thank you,
we're
thank you.
all equal here
This
in
is
this
a-
conversation. But to keep it a full beat, your sentiment was you said jokingly or not, you need to stop fucking these white women, and that's
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
took that sentiment and ran with
You
it.
kind of triggered them.
You
You kind of
do.
Can I ask
triggered
you
them.
a question? Can I
Like
ask you a
you
question?
And you
said
do.
it. Like
And you
that's
do. And you
Hold on,
That's
real
all
quick,
I'm
real quick,
saying.
real quick. I gotta
Wait.
ask her. I gotta ask a question. I
And
gotta
you
ask
do.
her a question.
Y'all mad as hell now. We stepping out the race. Now we got white men. Y'all mad. Look at this bitch. This bitch fuck with a white nigga.
Hold
Yeah.
up, watch this. No.
Ooh.
I
Give
got
a fuck,
it. I
honestly.
got
My
I don't
partner.
want
Right.
no white
got
man.
it.
You
I
speaking in
got
general.
it.
I'm
She's
just saying.
speaking in general. She's
I
speaking in
got
general.
it. I'm
She's
glad
speaking
she
in
went
general.
there. I'm glad she went
I'm
there.
doing like you up there, Mr.
Generalization.
I'm speaking in general, yo.
Yeah, speaking in general.
No, but hold on. Let me just point something out. It's
Hold
very
on.
funny to me how black women do this nonsense. You will shame.
What is that?
Hold on.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there because I
Stop.
can't kill us.
Stop.
What I'm saying is this: I find it very funny. I find it very funny that black women will play this role
Time
and
out.
shame the black man if he steps out.
Now,
Go ahead, talk, brother. I'm listening.
he gonna talk in a second. I just said stop for a second. I said stop for a second, and nobody wants to hear what I'm saying. So I'm muting motherfuckers now because y'all don't want to stop when I say stop.
No doubt. Go ahead.
I'm saying before this goes where I feel like it's about to go, I want everybody to understand that this show is not about ganging up on each other. This show is my podcast. This discussion is not about tearing down each other. This is a discussion where we're going to learn something from each other. We're not going to start this black and white shit because I don't do that. I don't agree with it at all. Date who you want to fucking date.
Yeah,
If they make you happy,
shit.
they make you happy.
Fuck who you want to fuck. Shit.
So what I'm going to with that, I'm going to give Dr. Floor to speak his piece. But we are not going to say this is what I don't like about this. This is what y'all black women. No. We want to talk generalizations only.
Raising his hand.
Yeah, because I muted them. All right, you ready? Go.
This is the best way to do it.
Go ahead.
Hold on. All right. All I am saying is this: we were not ganging up on you. I asked a simple question and never got an answer. He chimed in and validated what I was saying. That's all that was. So we weren't ganging up. We were trying to get back to the question that I asked.
That's been established.
That's been established. Now, the question that I just asked, I didn't even ask the question because I didn't get a chance to. As soon as I started talking, I got muted and talked over.
Because
What
I
I'm
kept saying
saying
stop.
to you is this. What I'm saying is this. I just find it very funny how Venus and Serena are with white men, and not a single black woman has said a word about that. But the moment a black dude steps out with a white woman, here y'all come. Everybody got something to say about it. You don't hear. You don't see no. I have not heard. I have not heard a black man on TV or in my social circles complaining about Venus as much as they love Serena, as much as they love her, and look at her and go, damn, she bad as hell. I haven't had those conversations of, damn, how's she gonna go with a white dude? I can't believe this nonsense. They always leaving us. You don't hear those conversations from black men. You hear that from black women, though. And you know the biggest reason why you hear it is because the black men that y'all are mad about are the top guys. That's why y'all mad. Because if it's Joe Schmo on the street, number one, you don't know him. You don't know him, so you could care less. But as soon as Tay Diggs does it, oops, wait, drop that bombshell. As soon as he does it, it's a problem. As soon as Wesley Snipes does it, it was a problem. That's why he came up with the movie Jungle Fever. So it just really. That's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the question. Why? What does it do for you who I'm sleeping with? That's why I asked that question.
And she already asked that question, so we're moving past that question. That question was answered. Does it have any effect at all on her? She answered that.
I don't give a fuck. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are. You're not muted. Unmute yourself, Ramsey.
I don't care about. I thought I made that clear, but like I said, when things affect people and it bothers people, they keep talking about. They keep repeating it. So that's why the brother keep doing what he's doing. I understand that shit. My heart go out to you, bro. I hope wherever you hurting that you heal from it on the real.
Oh,
I don't know what woman hurt you, but I hope you heal from that shit because you sound like you hurt and you just got it.
I'm hurt.
You just out for women. It's what it is. Because like I said, who you fuck, like you said, it's your business. It's your business. Who I fuck is my business. It's our business. You know what I mean?
Shaming language is funny.
It's just all about taking accountability. You know what I mean? That's all. And it comes from both of us. It's both sides. We both got to take accountability.
I've already established.
We got to do better, and that's it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, on the real. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say pretty much. You feel what I'm saying? I really ain't got too much more to say. You feel me?
All right, hold on. Ramsey?
So to go off of what I was stating earlier about, like, statistically speaking, courts side with women more. You, while admonishing the point, also prove the point. Because at the end of the day, you have full custody of your kids. It may have taken a long time, but it happened.
Yeah, full and sole custody.
I applaud you. I'm not knocking. I'm just stating you admonished my point just to prove my point.
No,
you said that it doesn't happen as often as it does, but then you did it. But you had to go through the proving process. Yes, you had to go through the steps and every X, Y, and Z. But the point is, you proved my point.
I can tell you in New York State. I don't know what jurisdiction you're in. I know in New York State.
I'm in Jersey. But
we all Jersey.
The point
we
is
all Jersey right here.
My point. I'm not knocking you. I'm not stating that you're wrong or anything of that nature. But you proved my point. You know, you proved the statistic that I pointed out to be correct. While you admonished me, while you told me I was wrong for it, I was like, well, but you said it though. You have full and sole custody of your kids.
I have full custody of my kids, but like I said, but what you stated earlier before I came onto the podcast was that the courts always side with the female.
Majority of the time, yes, the court. I didn't say always. I said majority of the time the courts side with the women.
Don't always side with the female. See, y'all.
That's why I said majority of the time.
Y'all think like we could just go to court, put a petition in for full custody, and then they just give it. No, it's a whole process.
It's a process.
They're not just
a process. I never once said that it wasn't a process. When did I deny that there was a process?
Hey, but it's like you know what you just did.
Answer the question. Like, when did I deny that there was a process?
What was the question?
When did I deny that there was a process?
Okay, my whole thing is this though. But
yes or no? Have I did? Let's make it a yes or no question. Have I denied that there was a process?
Hold on. When you make a statement like what you made, that's a broad statement that the courts
that most of the time the courts side with women.
That the courts always side with the woman. That's a
most of the time.
Right, hold on, that's a broad statement, and you speaking from.
It's true though.
It's not. It's not necessarily.
It is.
But you literally just said proved it.
No, it's not. No, what I said was that I had to go through a process. I had to prove that I was a fit parent.
I never denied there being a process.
Hold on, let me finish. You said when you made that statement, if I'm not correct me if I'm not wrong, if I'm wrong, but you said that the woman is more so have that they more fit to take care of the child. You feel what I'm saying?
I stated that the court.
You stated that. So therefore, the court is going to get the child. So if that was the case, then why would it be a process in order for me to get the child? So what you stated was a broad statement and an untrue statement. So you can't say that I helped prove.
How is it untrue if you prove me right?
Simply because I had full and sole custody of my children.
Right here.
I went through.
But how is it wrong if you prove me right?
Like I said, I didn't prove
you have yet to answer my question. Did I deny there being a process?
Yes or no? A broad statement, bro. You're not understanding that. You're using big words.
No, you have yet to answer the question. Have I denied there being a process? Yes or no?
Am I lost? Am I lost somewhere? I'm responding to.
Maybe you have.
Earlier.
Yes or no? Have I?
He's saying now.
Go ahead, Dame.
I'm going to take control of this conversation.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. Thanks.
Can I just interject one thing real quick?
No. I said I'm taking control of this conversation. So, mute. Snacks.
What's up, man?
You didn't answer the question.
What question was it? What was the question? He said that I answered his question. How did I answer his?
You backed up his point of view when he was talking earlier. His point that he was making, you inadvertently backed it up while at the same time admonishing. which is true. What he said is, has he ever denied that you had to go through a process? Most of the time he's been talking, he said most women are outright given custody. Most, not all, most.
Man, that's a broad statement. That's not true though. A lot of women don't even have their kids. A lot of women nowadays, if you want to talk about statistics, you want a computer, Google it. We want to talk about stats. Google will give you some stats, not just some dudes on a computer, on a live. You feel what I'm saying? You got a computer, Google the stats. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of women don't have their fucking.
It's right here.
You feel what I'm saying?
You said Google. Guess what? If you want to go with Google, let me drop this on you. Hold on.
When he stated, I'm responding to the broad statement that he made.
It's right here. What's right here backs up what he said.
He said without a process. You just saying how he said that anybody that's
not what he said.
Hold on. Anybody that's watching, I'm sure they would take from whatever they would take from what he said was that basically like all men gonna lose. Basically, they go to court. Shit, they gonna
majority.
That's not what he said.
He said majority.
I don't understand why y'all not getting that. That's what I'm responding to.
Because that's not what he said. That's why we can't get it. That's not what he said.
Earlier, before I came on here, he stated that the courts is going to automatically side with the baby moms.
Most cases.
We said he said most cases.
In most cases, not all cases. In most cases.
And rewind your
hold on, and just to give you,
I commented on this as well when he stated this. So when you rewatch your live,
all right, but wait a minute. Let me just drop this on you real quick.
Right now, that's why I said what I said, man.
Let me just drop this on you real quick. It's 65-35. 65% of the time, the woman gets custody. That's majority.
Okay.
So that means.
But then you got this question though. Why? It's not why though. Because
why?
It's a process. Like I said, it's a process. The man has just as right. The man has just as much rights. Do you want to Google something else? Google that. The man has just as much rights to his child as the woman do. So, but why?
Ethically,
why
yes.
Statistically, why is because the men rather the woman go ahead and take her. It's easier for them to walk the fuck away. Now, come on, bro. You gonna act like
I knew it.
You want to talk about that?
I knew it was
coming. Whoa. Hold on.
Why? It's not because women choose to sleep with all these irresponsible men.
Wait.
Accountable ass men. Like, come on.
Okay.
A whole different discussion right there, though.
Pause.
Hold on. Can I say something?
No, I gotta address this part real quick. You can, after I finish speaking, you can say what you need to say. I had to mute you. I had to mute you. Here's the thing. Stats. We just really had this conversation where he just said all women, right? Agree or disagree?
Man, I don't care.
Wait. Just answer the question.
Okay, this conversation got me heated, bro.
I know it do. I see you light like a motherfucker.
I got my blood, motherfucker, going on this motherfucker because I like to have conversations like this. It ain't
no hostility. It's good. But what I'm saying to you is, when he spoke and said that, like when he said what he said, we kept saying no. He's saying most. You kept saying he's speaking about all. That statement you just made, honestly, that just fucked with me. Not all of us are like that.
I'm speaking it and it should. Just like so now you know how I felt when I was chiming in on this motherfucker.
But it's because you said all. That's why I'm like, wait, not all of us.
Because if we gonna talk not for real though, bro.
He said most.
Statistics. If we gonna talk about
saying
statistics,
most the entire time.
We've been around for a long time, so we know a lot of motherfuckers to say fuck their responsibilities, man.
A lot
of men,
but not all of us.
So we're gonna talk about it. It's been women. I know women too that say fuck their kids. You feel what I'm saying? So it go both ways, but it's been more men that have been especially in our communities, our community alone. You feel what I'm saying? Our community, black communities alone that say this and that. So when you want to talk about statistics, you start opening up another door when you targeting women because women aren't the way they are for no reason. It's not so first and foremost shit.
So can I
set up? First and foremost, shit was systematically set up to take y'all out the fucking home, and which they succeeded in doing. And you know, a lot of us women realize that shit and want to help build you motherfuckers up, but we can't do that shit when we fighting against each other. We fighting each other. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's your fault. Oh, it's the woman. It's the black woman. Oh, it's the black man. Nah, fuck that. We realize y'all motherfuckers been oppressed for so long. It's what it is. Y'all niggas need to breathe. I understand it. You feel what I'm saying? It's what it is. But don't go against the women that got y'all. We love y'all. I love y'all niggas. It is what it is. But if we're not getting that same shit, the shit ain't be reciprocated, man. All we gonna do is be doing shit like we doing right now on this panel right here. Just fighting each other. But where the solution at? Men start being more accountable. Women start being more accountable. Why? Because it's self-love fucking first. Don't nobody want they dick or they pussy falling the fuck off, and don't nobody want no unwanted children neither. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a lot of
Can I chime in?
A condom. You feel what I'm saying? Like real talk. So it is what it is, man. I don't give a fuck about who nobody's sleeping with. You feel me, bro? Rather we see eye on eye on the whatever shit, you feel what I'm saying, with the custody shit or whatever. I feel where you going from. Like I said, I just felt like it was a broad statement, and I was just commenting more so on that point. You feel what I'm saying? Not on the whole topic itself, on the real. Like it was just that point. I just don't like when people put everybody in one box. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody.
But that's the thing. But the thing is, as acknowledged, I stated majority of the time. I didn't say all. I'll never say all. I'll never say all for anything.
Absolute.
I'll never say all for anything. I'll never say all for anything because all is 100%.
That's accountability right there. You feel me? I'm showing it for y'all right here on the show. You feel me?
Yeah.
Hold on. You can't keep cutting people up and let people not be able to talk, man. Like I'm sitting here saying, like, I never say all for anything. I never say all or 100% for anything other than the love that I have for my children and my partner. That's the only thing I say 100%. Only thing. Dame knows me. I never say 100% for anything. Majority of the time, most of the time, is always my statement because nothing in this world is 100%. Nothing is. There's not a 100% statistic anywhere in this world. And the reason why is because of the fact that there's always room for error and failure all of the time. So there's never you'll never hear out of my mouth 100%. Because 100% means that's all, because all means 100% of the time. I will always say majority or most, because I know that there's a room for error. Yep. Condoms aren't 100%. Seatbelts aren't 100%. Nothing in this world is 100%. The only guarantees that are 100% in this world, let me rephrase other than saying nothing. The only guarantees that we have in this world is death. That's it.
And taxes.
Taxes not even 100%. Look at Wesley Snipes. He escaped for how many years without paying them shits? Wait. He went to jail for 3 years, and like the only thing that's 100% in this world is death. And I will always state majority of the time. And the reason why I will always state majority of the time is because of what I just Googled here, what you asked me to Google.
65-35, right?
Hold on. Historically, women always had the upper hand in being awarded child custody. Statistics show that women win child custody rights a staggering 90% of the time.
I got 65.
Why? Why though, bro?
The reason being, why do women gain? Hold on. Let me answer. Factors a judge considers in a custody case. One likely reason that women are awarded custody at a higher rate than men is because of the aforementioned higher level of caretaking.
Meaning that they have the house, they probably the ones that's working, they're going to be the ones that's going to be there, period. And you probably already not in the picture. I'm telling you, I've been through this process. So like I said, when you speak
but again, you're using an anecdotal evidence.
You're using your own experience to paint the world.
You're sitting here saying that your experience is the only experience, Snacks.
Listen, Linda, listen. I'm not going to argue with you fellas about none of that. What I'm going to say is this, right?
You can't.
We still not seeing all the facts, and they not giving all the facts. So I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all because it's still basically proving my point that all right, well, why is there so many single mothers though? Like, come on, you brothers really gonna sit
you're literally saying,
hold on, let me finish my question. Y'all really gonna sit on here and act like y'all know at least 5 niggas that's deadbeats?
Oh no, I don't associate with them. I literally don't associate with them.
We don't know women that are just chasing the bag.
About 5 or 10 niggas that ain't even near for their kids, don't even give a fuck.
But we don't. So we gonna say that we don't know females that just go after the bag.
I don't associate with them. Hold on. Can we mute people real fast? I need to get this out. Can we mute people real fast?
Hold on. Let her finish.
Question. I was being attacked while I was asking and making a statement. At the same time.
They are now muted. It's on you.
Like I said, I'm not gonna go back and forth with neither one of y'all about stats. Why? Because stats like you just said before you read that stat. One of y'all just said before this that that's nothing's 100% true, right? So now you come with this 90% shit, okay? Trying to prove again what you like. It's crazy. Anyway, you feel what I'm saying? My whole point is this. Regardless if a woman is single, regardless of the circumstances or whatever, she's single for a reason. And if she the single parent and she got the child, then 9 times out of 10, she is the motherfucker that's more capable of taking care of that child. It ain't just because she the woman. Okay, like I said, I went through the process. You got to prove. Both of y'all got to prove. So if the man does not prove that he has sufficient room for the baby, and he can feed that child, he can clothe that child because he got a job. You got to prove you got a job and all that shit. So like I said, the circumstances to that 90-something% that you just put up right there, okay? Because the guy has to prove. If he don't come to court, they gonna give that shit straight to the female. Straight like that. So it's shit that guys got to do. And like I said, that goes back to the first thing I talked about, accountability. Accountability. Stop pointing the fucking fingers, yo. Stats don't lie. Why is that? That should be bothering to all of y'all. Y'all all black men. That should be bothering to all of y'all that the stats to change that shit, because I'm pretty sure majority of that is motherfucking from our black communities and shit. So you feel what I'm saying? That should be that makes me feel fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? That's a woman.
Got you. Ramsey?
To answer the question, I don't know any. I don't know any deadbeat dads. And the reason why Ramsey, don't know any deadbeat dads is because the moment I find a man that's deadbeat, I don't associate with them. I refuse to. I absolutely refuse to talk to them, ask them questions, ask them how they're doing. I don't answer their text messages, their chat comments. Why? Because I don't give a fuck about them. If you're not going to be there for your kids, you don't need to be in my life. I grew up with an older brother who had a dad whose dad was never around. My dad raised my older brother. My dad was his father. And you know what? Seeing my older brother struggle like that and seeing his pain in his eyes, seeing his dad at church every Saturday, because I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, seeing his dad at church every Saturday and not being able to be a part and not willing to be a part of that boy's life pissed me off to no end. So I refuse to be a part of anybody who doesn't take care of their kids. If you're not being accountable, I'm going to hold you accountable. And my accountability is not acknowledging your very existence. And I refuse to do it. 1, 2. All I've been stating since I've started been in this live, this conversation, this whole statistics have been, statistically speaking, we're not being accountable. None of us are being accountable, and we all need to be more accountable. I never say anything at 100%. To attack my character and say that I said all, and while I didn't, is disingenuous. Because it's never all. It's always going to be possibly, maybe, majority, most. We're not doing that. We can either acknowledge the fact that, yes, accountability needs to be held on all sides, which I've always stated this entire conversation. Or B, we could continue to go back and forth on about how you're right, I'm wrong, he's wrong, I'm right, he's wrong, you're right, whatever the case may be, and not be able to discuss things as adults. Adultly speaking, accountability is what's holding us up from everything. Adultly speaking, majority of the time, women gain custody. I never once denounced there being a process. Now, there is a process that happens. And yes, they have to prove why they are more accountable or why they are more worthy to have full custody of their kids. But it has to happen in that way. Majority of the time, they get custody. Majority of the time, it happens in that manner. It goes through a process. There, I said process. Everyone happy?
Stop being a smart ass.
Is she still on the live or no?
She might still be watching. I don't know what happened. I think she got disconnected.
I think her phone may have died because she was looking like she was about to charge it.
So here's what I am going to say.
I can hear y'all. Go ahead.
It just, this is where I get a headache. I get a headache when I ask a straightforward question. And instead of getting a straightforward answer to the question that's asked, I get everything else. And then when I try to bring it back to the question, it's so far all over the place, the question gets lost. And I'm still struggling to get it out. I simply stated that there are twice as many single mothers as single fathers. And the reason why I brought that up, and I literally said, I don't dismiss or dispute anything that you brought to that question, but it wasn't the answer to the question. Because when everything you brought up has to go to the courts, the legal system. What I was asking was on the person-to-person level, which is the male and the female getting together. That level happens before it goes to the courts. So that means that there's an act that has to take place to create a child that the courts and the legal system have nothing to do with, which is two people making a decision. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. With the two people laying down and making that baby, there are cases of where it's literally one child and
Unmute
one
yourself,
parent. Huh?
Snacks, unmute yourself.
There is literally cases of one child and one parent.
That's fine.
And the courts still, majority of the time,
that's not where I'm going. It's not where I'm going.
But that's the thing. Like you're creating an anecdotal point.
No, I'm not. I'm not. You haven't let me finish it. That's the problem. I haven't even finished it. And we're jumping to a conclusion. I'm not even there. What I'm saying to you is this. When I brought that up, there's two people that lay in that bed. They create life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? One of those people carries that life within them. The other one knows that it's supposed to provide for that life.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, they're not together anymore.
Right.
Or they are together. And there's another woman that comes in. And then she decides to make that same decision with that same man, not absolving him. He's a father. He's supposed to be a provider of the child he created first. But for some odd, whichever way that goes with him, either he's a cheater or they just ain't together no more. The other woman knows about that situation and still decides to do it anyway. 2-to-1. Two people are now carrying a child from one person. That's how you
anecdotal.
That's anecdotal, bro.
All right,
thank you. That's anecdotal.
Go ahead. It's not, because it's the answer to the question I asked. The question I asked was, how is it that there's twice as many single mothers as single fathers? It's because two women slept with one man. That's 2-to-1.
That's
anecdotal. That's the answer.
That is anecdotal.
And one person makes the decision.
That's your opinion. And
God, it's not an opinion, it's fact.
Your opinion is not fact. It's an anecdotal fact.
If there's twice, it's basic math. If there's twice as many as, never mind.
Where you getting these
Never
facts?
mind. I'm out. I'm good. Y'all talk. I'm gonna listen to y'all real
quick. Where you getting the facts from?
Oh my anecdotal. God. If it's 2-to-1, doesn't that mean that one man?
That's not always the case.
God damn, this is so easy.
Yo, first and foremost,
bro, it's not so easy because
it's 2 women from one man.
Calm down. Calm down.
I'm losing my brain cells.
Calm down. I'm going to ask the room.
See, hold on.
Breathe.
We were being casual. Now we're talking about brain cells. We're being casual.
Have a drink or something.
No, because
we were being casual.
Basic. If
we're being casual. Now we're talking about brain cells. That's not casual.
He's the father of 2 lives. There's 2 women who are pregnant by one person. That's 2-to-1.
I've lost casual.
Because he. All right, let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask you this. With that being said, because you keep pressing that issue, right? With that being said, so you don't think that that man, being though he was irresponsible enough to have 2 babies by two separate mothers, you think he's responsible enough to have his own place and get his own kids from these 2 different separate women?
What does that have to do with the question?
What you mean? It has exactly. It has.
No, it doesn't. 2 women decided to sleep with one man.
Hold on, is y'all not feeling my point? Come on now. hold on. If you saying that the reason why so many single women is because we choose to sleep with the same guy that we already know is with another woman and have a baby with that woman.
That's the answer. Stop right there. That's the answer.
No, you just act like you didn't understand the question. So I'm gonna re-say the question for you. So the question is, maybe we would have less single females that's doing this shit, because that's what you said. That's what you said. Generally speaking, this is why so many single, single moms with their kids. This is why. So with that being said, do you think it would be less if the men that has the whole accountability too, because he slept with that bitch,
I didn't take accountability from him.
He basically being a hoe because she got no self-love, because I wouldn't have slept with no nigga that I know that's with somebody else that got a woman.
That's you. And congratulations. That's you.
And I know that. I just said that. If you're not listening to me like I'm listening to you, okay? You just picking.
It's just the fact that it is like you reaching.
It's not the factor.
Anybody's watching this and that's gonna watch it in the future gonna be like, bro, reaching. Like, you just reaching, bro. You trying to make an issue out of. You trying to make build a dialogue on a man and a woman choosing to sleep together, regardless of what their circumstances is before they slept together, before they procreated, regardless of what their circumstances is. You trying to build a dialogue on that point? That's crazy. What's the point? What's your conclusion? And what point are you trying to get across? Oh, that some women do that? Because that's the only thing I'm getting from it is that, okay, and then you must have been one of them guys, because you just keep pressing that shit.
Here we go. Put it back on me.
He must have been that
anyway,
dude.
I just said I don't have no kids.
You must be the dude.
So we're off there right there.
Hard for this dude with the baby that the other woman trying to fucking have a baby by you though. It don't make sense to me. I'm trying like, where my bro point? What's his point? What's your point?
Is
that some women like that? Because all women not. You either saying all women like that, and that's the reason why it's a lot of single women with their children right now, or not. Because the other brother's talking about, of course, he's talking about other shit that's real. You know what I'm saying? And then yes, and most, like I said, I don't know what jurisdiction you brothers are in, but yes, some jurisdictions is different than other jurisdictions. And when you move to different states, that's how you find that shit out. I'm from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So I know, and I went through the same shit that I went here in Jersey, and it was different in Jersey. They was more siding with me in Jersey. But with my son, that was like 20-something years to fuck ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about that shit now. So yeah, like, states is different. Like I said, that was still 20-something years ago too. A lot of shit done changed. So I don't know how it is in Jersey right now. All I can do is speak from my experience. You know what I'm saying? But bro, I think you're reaching. I think you're reaching.
He is. Okay. He is reaching.
I think you're reaching, bro.
He wants the answer to be that it's women choosing to sleep with the same man over and over and over again, rather, or two different women sleeping with the same man, rather than it being the acknowledging of the fact that that's anecdotal, because it's not always the case. To say that it's always the case is wrong, because again, there's nothing 100% in this world.
So give me the opposite. Give me the opposite of that of what it is. Then
I did.
What creates that?
I did.
No, you gave me the courts. You gave me the courts, and that doesn't apply here.
You gave me the opposite. You just didn't like the opposite.
No, you gave me the courts, and that has nothing to do with it.
That has everything to do.
How does that get created without the courts?
All right, cool. You're right.
No, I'm saying.
Give me something before the court. You're right. You're right.
We're not doing that. No, stop. Everybody mute it. No. Oh. Okay, I've sat here. I've listened to everybody. And I'm going to break down what I'm getting from this conversation and trying to bring it to where everybody can melt and get the point. What I'm getting from what Doc is saying is this. He's saying that a guy has two baby moms, period. The reason why in his example is because that two women chose to have sex with that male. All right. He's not saying that the guy is not being accountable. He's saying the guy is actually being accountable. The guy is accountable. Now, what Doc has to realize is that there are other situations outside of that situation where that actually happens. And that one would be, from perspective wise, I'm just throwing one out there, another example out there. Another perspective is that man has a child by a woman. They broke up. Now he's met someone else and they have a child. That is the other way that can happen. It's not just limited to that one situation. And
I just said that.
No, but
just said that.
Doc, the thing is though,
What the
the only
fuck?
time
Yo, all right.
are you going to listen or are you going to talk?
You do you.
You're not listening. What I'm saying
listening.
is,
Go ahead. Like
what
I
I'm
just said
saying
that
is,
though.
we understand what you're saying is that one scenario. That's why we keep saying it's anecdotal, because the other side of that scenario is that it's not always that way. There's always the other way of what I like the example I just gave, where I dated. I'm going to use you as an example, Snacks. Me and Snacks messed around. Snacks got pregnant by me. Me and Snacks are no longer together. Now I've gone on to met somebody else. I have a child with Snacks, okay. But now I met somebody else and now I have another child. That's the other side of that conversation that has to be had too. Yes, I am still held accountable for it. You're not muted. You're not muted. You can talk.
No, I don't want to interrupt you. I'll wait for you to call on me. So what I'm saying is, you said you got her pregnant. Y'all broke up, which I addressed. I actually addressed it. Y'all broke up, and then you went to another chick. Does she know that you have a kid by somebody else?
Yes.
All right, then. So she chose. She chose to still do that with you. That's the whole point. It's a choice.
That's no point. That
is a point.
I know people looking dumbfounded.
I'm not knocking up. If I'm a female,
what's your point? So that's the reason why.
Watch this. I'll tell you if you listen. I'll tell you if you don't listen. I'll tell you my point if you listening. You ready?
The reason for you stating this is the reason why we have so many single women, right? Single parents, right? So I'm trying to see where the two coincide with, because I'm missing the fucking point. I'm trying to see what the fuck I'm missing. I'm trying to see what I'm missing.
Well, if you stop, I can tell you.
Oh, bro, you've been telling me all night.
I haven't actually, because you haven't been listening. But okay. What I'm saying is, a female knows you have another kid with another woman.
Respect each other.
I am.
We're not.
A female knows that you have a kid with somebody else that you are no longer with and still decides to do it. As a female, why would you want to even deal with that? As a female, why would you even want to deal with that?
Hold on.
I don't put it like this. I don't deal with single mothers. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't want to deal with someone else's kid or someone else's kid's father. So I don't deal with them.
But that's you.
That's you,
Jesus Christ. That's so simple. That's why
that's just you, though.
Simple.
That's not simple.
It is.
Why
deal with it? You're creating the very statistic that I'm talking about. Twice as many single mothers, single fathers.
Ramsey.
Again,
no, you sound so
again.
It's not one-sided. You talk about accountability.
You're literally sitting here creating a 100% out of an anecdotal point. 100% of the time out of an anecdotal point. There's not just more single mothers because of the fact that a mother, the two people were in a relationship, they had a kid, and he decided to step out on the relationship, have a kid with another person. Or two people were together, had a kid, they broke up, and he got into another situation. Now he has another kid. That's not always the case.
It's not. There's
a lot of the time where it's just the simple factor of these two people have a kid together, and the guy goes off, and they decide to award the child to the mother. There's also cases in which the guy takes the child because the mother was unfit. These are the cases in the realism of life. You want the anecdotal evidence to be the 100%. Like, you want somebody to just be like, you know what, you're right. It is because of the fact that men sleep with multiple women. It is because of the fact that multiple women sleep with one guy. It's always that. Every time, 100% of the time. It's never the case of women. It's never the case of one child being involved in a situation. It just be one child only. Never that. No, it's always 100% of the time two people sleeping with one person. That's what creates a 2-to-1 scenario every day of all the time that has ever existed. When it's not. You ask how you get the statistic of a single father. The single father happens through the court systems and legal systems. Just like the single mother happens through the court systems and the legal systems. You can't sit there and ask the question of how.
Can you expound on that? Can you expound on that? The legal system creates single fathers. Can you expound on that? I want to see where you go with that. I might have missed something.
I stated majority of the time the court sided with the women. Sometimes majority leaves room for sometimes that the court side with the man because the mother wasn't fit. It doesn't dismiss or disregard the fact of either or. It's not always the case. You can't live in always because you're always wrong if you live in always. You are never right when you live in always.
Can we acknowledge something real quick?
Can we acknowledge that you can rub the two brain cells that you have to acknowledge the fact that you're not always right?
Can we acknowledge this real quick?
I would like for you to acknowledge that since we can't rub our two brain cells together to make what your point is correct.
Hold on. Can we acknowledge the fact that that one man impregnating two women creates a 2-to-1 ratio? Can we acknowledge that?
Nobody denied that.
We didn't deny that.
Was the answer to my question, though.
Raise the hand.
Before it goes to the courts, everything you're saying is
raise the hand.
I literally said everything you're saying is 100% correct.
Raise the hand.
As far as how the courts work.
What he's doing is justifying the man part of the view. That's what I see.
All I'm stating is raise a hand who said that couldn't happen.
Yeah, he's justifying.
Did you say it?
What he's doing to me, because he's like real, like any woman. I'm gonna tell you because I'm a woman and I'm listening to you. Like I don't know what your issue is with women or whatever, but my whole thing is this. I don't know what you're trying to make right. I don't know what you're trying to make right about it. It's like you're trying to make it right. Like it's like some type of justification you're trying to put behind. Okay, that man, but he slept. Okay, he slept, but he provided them seeds to impregnate both of them women. Okay, your point is again. I just keep asking, what is your point though? What is your point?
Nobody's disproving what you're saying. Nobody's saying that.
No, we've accepted that.
All of us have stated that has happened. All of us have stated that those scenarios exist.
Why do?
But all of us are also stating that there's more factors than just those scenarios that you're talking about, and you have yet to acknowledge that.
Or do you want people to
me saying that you're correct in the way the court is? Okay, I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't say any of that.
No, because here's the thing.
I didn't acknowledge what you said. I said you're correct,
and then turn around and say that my point is the correct point. That's not acknowledging it. Acknowledging it is not saying that you're right and then turning around, but I'm right too. That's not acknowledging it.
No, what I did was I went back to my question. I said, you're correct in what you're saying as far as the courts are concerned. You're correct in what you're saying as far as the courts are concerned. That's the acknowledgement right there. Then I said, but that's not what I'm talking about when I asked my question.
What
because you want your answer to be the only correct answer. That's not acknowledging.
You didn't answer the question, and when I brought it up,
you want your answer to be the only correct answer.
There are multiple answers to the question.
To literally just say you're right.
It isn't.
What?
It comes back to one word: choice.
You literally want people to say you're right. That's it. That's the only way you can feel acknowledged. So you know what? I'll acknowledge you. You're right.
It's a choice. It's a choice. Is it not?
Right.
If a woman, wait. Let me ask you a question.
Right.
Wait.
You're right.
All right, we're good.
Are you happy?
Once again, if a woman knows that a man has a kid with someone else and she decides to sleep with him and become pregnant, is that not her choice? Is that not her choice?
All right, so on the flip side, if a man fucks with a woman that knows,
I'm not absolving him. I'm just asking a question.
No, nigga, because
that's what you're trying to do.
You want it to be one-sided. That's your problem. You one-sided.
No, you're trying. You're going somewhere. I'm not going. I can acknowledge his. I can acknowledge his part in it and still ask my question.
You're right.
Got no question. You just making statements.
I asked the question. How is that not a question?
You just saying shit. No fucking question. What's the question, yo? Oh,
I asked it several times.
So they in court. We in court.
Is that not a choice? That's my question. Is it not a choice? Is it not a choice? Is it not a choice? That's my question.
Bro, listen. You go to court for different reasons. Let me finish. You go to court for different reasons.
All right.
I can go to court. Like I told you, I got sold in full custody of both all my babies. All my babies. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? What I'm saying to you is this. Bro. Yo. Why y'all not doing the same shit? Why you not doing the same shit? What you just talk about? Oh, I put my dick in this one and that one, and they got pregnant. Boom, boom, boom. But where is it that where the man is taking accountability and like I'm taking care of these kids because he can have these kids too? Like, and then you ain't just got full custody, bro. You could go for joint custody because you capable of taking care of these kids too. Unless you was a bum ass nigga with a baby mom with a baby. Are you leaving that part out? The bum nigga? That it was a bum ass nigga with a baby.
We addressed that a long time ago.
Man, what you talking about? No, you been talking about motherfuckers and popping bottles and Nick Cannon and shit like that.
We did. We addressed bum ass niggas.
We
That's
addressed
right.
that a long time ago. You just got on.
You can talk about niggas that deck in the floor. You talking about niggas that's fucking millionaires. Like, come on. We talking about motherfuckers that's like us, nigga, that look like us, that's right where we at. You know what I'm saying? We talking about hypothetically speaking. We talking about some real shit. You want to bring your stats and then want to bring your hypothetical shit. Fuck all that shit.
It wasn't hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. It's not hypothetical when a chick that's in your neighborhood can go outside and talk about her being on a rich guy's boat. It's not hypothetical.
Man, listen. Let me say.
There's chicks in the hood right now that'll tell you they went to All-Star Weekend and was chilling with Dame Lillard and all them.
Bro, it's not a good look.
Are you kidding me?
When I share this shit on
Are you kidding me?
Hey, bro, make sure you give me the link to this shit so I can share this shit. All right,
share it.
You know
my shit dudes be like, damn, bro, spitting.
This is a dope ass conversation. Nah, it's a dope. It's a much needed, and we need more conversations like this too, so we can get off shit off our chest. Nah, for real, we need to get shit off our chest. You know, we need to. You know what I mean? You know. Unload on each other for real, like, you know what I mean, like, for real, like, without fighting, you know what I mean, like, you can't touch me, I can't touch you right now, nigga. So you know, I'm not
listen. I get quiet when I'm getting overtalked. I just be like, all right.
Go ahead, baby.
No, I'm just saying. After a while, I just be like, all right, because I know where it's going, and it's not going. It's not staying on course. So I just be like, all right.
People agree to disagree, man, and that's when people got to mature to that level.
But that's the point, though. I'm not disagreeing with what he said.
But you are over talking.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
It's too much over talking. It's too much over talking going on. See, now when I have to raise my voice and do that, that's when I start getting annoyed. It's too much over talking going on. And again, even though we are making valid points, all of us, I'm not going to say anybody's point on this conversation is valid or invalid. All points are valid in this conversation. But we also have to acknowledge and let the other person say and get to their point before we cut them off. Because when we start cutting each other off, that's when egos come into play.
No, that's where the conversation gets off topic.
And there you go. I wasn't finished talking and you had to jump in. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's when egos come into play. That's when people aren't trying to hear the other person because they want their point to be heard. I want everyone's point to be heard. Continue.
What I'm saying is this. When he brought up the court stuff, I said that is factually correct. He's absolutely 100% correct on how it works with the courts. And I understand all of that. I'm speaking to, and my question was speaking to, before it even gets to that level. That's why I said whether they break up or not, or whatever the case may be, either he cheated or whatever. Then you said, well, ask your question. And I said, is it a choice? Because if I know a woman has a kid with somebody else, I'm now choosing whether or not I want to deal with that woman and everything she brings to my table. It's a choice. And that's where all of this stems from. And that was the answer to my question. It is a choice. A woman can see a man with his child, and that's not her child, and still decide, I'm still going to get a baby by him. I'm still going to mess around with him. If I get pregnant, I get pregnant. That creates the 2-to-1 ratio. That's where I was going with it. That literally, if you would have answered it that, if you would have answered with that, I was done, because that's what it boils down to. It's a choice. It's a choice.
So,
see how simple that was?
Yo, all right, so
hold on. Go ahead, Rams.
100% correct. It is a choice. It's also a choice that also doesn't always happen. There are plenty of single parents who get in a relationship and never have a kid again. There are plenty of families that are literally based off of one person having a kid. I worked with a woman who was with a man who has a child. They don't have a child together, and she's struggling on being a stepmom to his child. I worked with women in that scenario. Those scenarios happen as well.
Both ways.
Those
scenarios can go either way.
It's like you can't say this is the reason, point, and ignore the fact that that's not always happening.
Right.
There's You say the answer is choices. Yes, the choice to be able to say no and not have another child is also a choice, but you're not acknowledging that choice. You're saying the choice to sleep with that man and have a child with that man, even though that man has the child, is the only way that it creates a 2-to-1 ratio, while ignoring the fact that there are plenty of scenarios in which that never happens. Never. An anecdotal point is not a fact. And you keep trying to make an anecdotal point a fact.
We will not be attacking each other.
Like let's keep it a full beam. A choice is a choice.
Snacks. Sorry.
All right, so we're gonna speak about choice. All right, so choice. Say that scenario happened, right? Okay, so we're gonna go like I said, because now when you talk about certain things, you open up doors to other shit. You know what I mean? It's stem off of shit. You feel what I'm saying? So what you saying, bro? Like choice, right? So y'all both chose to sleep with each other unprotectedly. Fuck the circumstances of who fucking with whoever and whatever they got baggage. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I feel you. I heard you. But fuck all that. You got a baby already with somebody else. You should put your dick in me then if you with somebody. Because that was the choice. You feel what I'm saying? That was the choice, nigga. You got the dick. You got the fucking gun with the bullets, nigga. That was the choice. And I had a choice too. Shit. So we both made choices. We slept together, right? Bang. I didn't choose. I wasn't fucking you because I wanted to get pregnant by you. First and foremost, that was never said. Because don't nobody be fucking to get nobody pregnant. That's why you fucking her raw, because you ain't thinking about giving her pregnant. You just don't give a fuck. You just getting some ass. You know what I'm saying? So ain't neither one of us choosing to think about the fact that we might get fucking pregnant. We might have a baby at this moment. Because it only take one time to fuck. Choice, right? Because you said choice. Your words. So choice. Now, she got a choice. She got to decide whether if she going to keep this baby or kill this baby.
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you entirely. I just want to ask a question right there.
I'm responding to your joint. I'm responding to what you said, bro. Listen.
No, I just wanted to ask a question with what you just said.
Bro, you don't want to listen. You want to talk. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying from a woman's standpoint, we always got a choice, right? Just like you motherfuckers got a choice too. So don't try to make this shit one-sided, bro, because it's never going to be one-sided. I don't give a fuck whatever you try to take, whatever stat you try to take and dissect, nigga. It's not going to never be one-sided. It's never going to be one-sided. Why? Because we need each other. And the moment that we realize that fucking shit, then we can get off this fucking bullshit you want on this motherfucker talking about. We gonna make it the issue that, yo, she chose to sleep with another nigga. But she just chose to sleep with a nigga and he chose not to be a fucking good father. How about that? You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, yo, come again, man. Like, I appreciate being on your job, but I'm about to get the fuck off this shit because I'm not feeling where bro going at. You know what I mean? To me, it's like he bitter. And, you know, I'm about bringing...
About what?
I'm about bringing people together, not breaking people down and not pointing
about
out
what? Bitter about what?
Bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all two made points, you know, some good points, and the discussion was great and all that.
Bitter.
But the
You
point
can't
that
explain
he
it, though.
taking good things too. I'm not taking nothing from him because I don't feel no ill feelings towards him. I got no emotions for him. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know this man. You feel what I'm saying? What I'm saying is this: when you speak, make sure you speaking. You know, you speaking in consideration of other people that's watching you because you on live now. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have people that's going to come at you like me, like, what the fuck you talking about, son? Nigga, what? And you got brothers on here. You got one brother disagreeing with you too. So like I'm saying, you're going to have women like me that's going to come on here. I can't see no women agreeing with you. Even if
I don't expect them to.
30 as you saying that these women that's majority single women or whatever. A lot of them still got dudes and they fucking on their dudes, you know what I mean? And niggas still home, taking care of the baby, all that shit, this and or whatever. So that's a whole nother discussion too, bro. All I'm saying is that we can't be biased. We can't be one-sided, man. We got to be more trying to bring ourselves together.
Open-minded. Yeah.
You think I'm saying real talk, like, you know what I mean? Stop putting the blame on motherfuckers and shit like that because it's so easy to do that than say, yo, you know what? Let me hold myself accountable for this shit. Let me be part of the fucking change. It's too hard to do that though, right? That's like it's hard to share a motherfucking joint and shit. Like this joint dope, right? It's constant. We talking about right now dope. Let's see how many motherfuckers share this shit though. It's so hard.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, the most simplest things in life seem so hard to do. You know what I mean? It's because motherfuckers is just motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So just try not to be motherfuckers, yo. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I love all y'all. I appreciate being on your platform, bro. But I'm about to get the fuck up off of here. That
I
shit you
get
talk,
you.
bro. It doesn't matter how the baby was created. The baby should be taken care of by both parents. Rather, we know the system is against you, brothers. We know that y'all are oppressed. Trust me, there's a lot of sisters out here that love y'all and just wishing the best and hoping things change faster for y'all, man. Like, y'all kings, y'all should be out here shining like the fucking kings that y'all are. Not out here mad at us because we didn't do this shit. They just made shit available to us to say fuck y'all easier. You know what I'm saying? And then the shit they gave motherfuckers ain't even worth it. Fucking food stamps and shit, bro. Child care.
Thanks for buffering my point.
We can work different shifts, nigga. Hold on. You work day, I work night, or vice versa, nigga. Fuck that. We gonna babysit. We ain't about to be paying for no fucking child, man. None of that shit. We good. We gonna do whatever. We gonna be resourceful within each other. So that's what I'm big on. Y'all see, I got the uncle on everything. Like I'm about my business, yo. I don't be on no bullshit. I don't be on no breaking down each other type shit. See my earrings too. Like I'm a real motherfucker, yo. I'm about building no shit. I do shit for free. I don't even charge motherfuckers, yo. You feel what I'm saying? Because the universe paid me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a living example of that shit. So the mindset's got to change, bro. Listen, every woman is not like that.
True.
I'm a whole different breed, but every woman not like that. I don't know if you've been hurt or not. That was just, I said that shit earlier. I must have been hurt. I don't know if you've been hurt or not, bro. My whole thing is this, though. You know what I mean?
Fine.
Don't hate all of us. Like, all of us women, we are beautiful, and we think y'all men are the greatest. Especially, I think black men.
Shit.
I think y'all the shit. I do. I think y'all the shit, and I think y'all just.
You do, but most women don't.
Now I know. I think
that's again.
I talk to so many black guys. Though. I got so many friends, and a lot of them are black, and they just, you can just tell that it's tension. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even when they don't want to be that way though. They want to be, you know what I mean, regular ass motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? Like, damn, I gotta worry about this fucking cop running up on me and shit. I be looking at my joint like I'm in the hood. I ain't even in the hood. I'm inside. I gotta worry about the cops. You know what I mean? Like, y'all be going through a lot.
And who put that black man out there on the street to have to worry about that? Okay, then.
Government.
Hey,
okay,
listen,
then. And how did he do that?
Another
He had to have
choice.
an accomplice.
Another choice.
Yeah,
How did he do that? Because he had to have an accomplice. Oh,
And
by
that
the
was
way,
another choice.
what I'm talking about started in the 70s. And it was to break up the black family.
Yeah, most definitely.
The government had to have an accomplice.
Everything.
But wait a minute, the government had to have an accomplice in achieving that goal. Who was the accomplice? It couldn't have been us because we're the ones that got thrown out in the street. So who was the accomplice?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Where you going with that?
No. Hold on.
You had people that chose to sell drugs and drop the hood. Hold on 1 second. You had people that chose to drop the drug, sell the drugs or use the drugs that was dropped in our communities. And
I'm not talking about that.
Guns or sell the guns and kill people with the guns that was dropped in our communities too. So we talk about choice because that was your point earlier, choice. So
yeah, that's all choice. That's all choice. That's all
okay.
choice.
Our communities are in the way that it is too because of ourselves too. You feel what I'm saying? Because we could have realized this shit. Like, we built the Black Wall Street. Like, if you know anything about black people, you know your research about us. Like,
I know about Black Wall Street.
We had a Black Wall Street. Them motherfuckers bombed and motherfucker made sure that we could.
Rosewood.
Them motherfuckers intimidated as fuck by us. You understand? Y'all so fucking strong. Y'all can understand this shit. I don't know how many black women tell y'all this shit, but I'm telling y'all this shit on live. And any black man is watching that shit. Y'all the shit, yo. Y'all the fucking shit.
I appreciate you saying that. But what I'm talking about is because the discussion was about the nuclear family. And what I brought to the table was a fact. You can Google it. When the government came into the home, he literally, I'm not even gonna say literally, he pretty much, let me outline it for you. He said, listen, we'll give you this, this, and this. We'll give you money, we'll give you food, we'll do all this extra stuff for you. But you can't have no man in the home.
Yeah, we'll be your dad.
So if the woman said, nah, I'm not with that, none of this happens. She had to say yes to that to make that happen.
Okay,
and
that's where I thought you were going with that.
Yeah, I know that's what
I'm cool, dang, I'm cool. I'm not fitting
yeah,
to
but
that
that's
out
you.
There.
But that's not what happened. If you look at what happened, that's not what happened.
I'm great.
Check it.
Be a part of that energy. That energy
all right,
is
look,
mad
check it out.
That energy is mad disrespectful.
Check it out.
I'm not going to be a part of that energy.
Check it out. Rams,
y'all got me.
I'm doing. We're doing final thoughts now. I'll give everybody.
My final thought is I'm super solid. I can't.
Ooh, shit.
ahead and
What'd you do? Oh, you right
my
there.
thought is I'm super solid. I'm not finna go ahead and co-sign on any situation in which we're going to sit there and say that it's the women's fault that the war on drugs happened. It's the women's fault that
Oh my God. I didn't say none of that.
Nixon placed these laws in places. It's the women's fault because the government came in and told women, "Hey, don't have this man in the house that you had, and you can get more from me." I'm not finna do that. Not finna co-sign that. Not finna attach my name to that. Not finna sit here and co-sign this bullshit ass man. Sorry, I'm cool. Y'all got me. I'm good. Deuces.
All right. I appreciate you coming through, bro.
I definitely appreciate that. Oh, we got another
Oh, there's a co-host.
sister in the building and shit.
Yeah. This is what I was hoping for in the beginning. But somebody want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Still on me.
Snaps.
What up, though?
Commie snaps.
This final thoughts. My final thoughts is, you know, motherfuckers need to stop being so biased and shit. You know, stop being one-sided. You dig what I'm saying? Because, you know, everybody, both sides need to hold accountability. When it's left to when you're seeing stats, we're saying 90% is, you know, females that are single parents and this and that or whatever, court-wise and shit like that. Like I said, that should be a hard hit. That should be a hard hit to any man that said that here, see that shit. You shouldn't look at that shit like a ha. What the fuck you laughing for? That means y'all niggas need to step the fuck up. That's what the fuck it means. That means, yo, because you fucking this bitch and that bitch and Holly or Sammy or Paulie or where the fuck their names is, this day, that's another whatever. Tell them bitches you gonna talk proud of that shit. Tell them bitches you fucked Sarah last night and see if that bitch still fuck you. And if she fuck you, this shit nasty bitch, and if she get lit off with that dirty ass cum that you giving her, then so be it. That's something that's just a fucking stat motherfucker for you right there. That's a motherfucker to put in some stats for you right there. I'm a little tipsy, so my tongue is a little shit. You feel what I'm saying? But you feel what I'm saying? Somebody be like, yo, you feel what I'm saying though, bro? Nah, for real. Like I'm saying, like I feel like the conversation was one-sided with bro. Me and dude, we hit a little speed bump, but we was basically still on the same page. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's not about beating or pointing fingers at each other and, you know what I mean? Just, you know, breaking each other down and shit. It ain't about that. You feel what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with our communities now. Niggas is all that ego shit and all that insecure or all that. Stop raising your hand. You gonna get your moment. You know
pointing at the TV.
Stop that. You gonna get your moment.
I'm pointing the facts. I'm pointing at facts.
So what I'm saying is this. Be responsible, be accountable, stop pointing fingers, and try to build more on us being, you know what I mean, as one and shit, as far as black people. The systematic shit was done systematically to fuck us up and put us to where we at this point right now, going head to head, bro. But you don't see that shit. You just part of that systematic shit that you agreeing to. And it's like, now you raising your hand. Stop. It's what it is, man. Like, everything was set up. The drugs was put here to fuck shit up. You feel what I'm saying? Just look at I forget the chick name that was up real quick, and then I'm off of here, yo. Real quick, yo. I forget the chick name, but it was a Joan that was on the news or whatever and shit. And she was talking about how, you know what I mean, these motherfuckers is doing all what they gotta do. They passing all these laws and shit for these motherfuckers with this opioid shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because they put this shit out. And they thought that shit was gonna fuck us up, but no, we was like, nah, we gonna make money from this shit and sell it to the motherfuckers who like that shit, the white people. You feel what I'm saying? So now it's an issue for their people. When it's an issue for their people, then they step in. But they could have been stepped in and stopped all the shit that was going on, all the shit that, you know what I mean, that trickled, you know what I mean, that trickled from the fact of motherfucking the drugs being dropped into our fucking communities, yo, which tore up all our fucking homes. I agree with anybody that say that shit, because it's the fucking truth. You feel what I'm saying? That shit tore up all our fucking homes. You feel what I'm saying? It took all the black men out of there, whether they was on drugs, whether they got hooked on this shit, or they was selling this shit to provide for our families, which most of them was selling this shit to provide for our fucking families, even though they tried to make it seem like we was all on it. No, it was a amount of us, a percentage that was on the shit. We know we all have family members that got hooked onto that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of us is out there like selling that shit to take care of our families. You feel what I'm saying? And then they don't give a fuck about that shit until that shit become a problem in their fucking neighborhoods and their homes. When little Chrissy and little Katie and Kathy and shit OD in that motherfucking bedroom and shit off of that motherfucking opioid shit. Oh, now it's an epidemic. Oh, we got a motherfucking now, so fuck that shit. We gotta realize that, yeah, all this shit is systematic, yo. We gotta understand that shit. But there's no reason for us to be fighting with each other. And that's my point, and that's my going out point right there, bro. I appreciate being on your motherfucking platform, man. Keep doing what you're doing and shit.
I appreciate you coming on and all the help.
Yeah, make sure you send me the link and shit, man. And
I got you.
Man. Real
And
talk.
before you go, I want to tell everybody you can catch Freaky the Champ on her podcast, her show, Thirsty Thursdays,
Right.
every Thursday at 9 o'clock on
Yep.
Facebook Live. And see, I got it. I got you, man. I got you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
In the comments.
And eventually, I'm going to get up there so we can have a podcast right together for Thirsty Thursday.
I mean, it's still early. I was going on my You Toxic shit. I don't know. I'll hit you up and see what you're doing. I got a You Toxic podcast soon. Shit, I'll be talking about a lot of toxic shit. Cause him right there, he toxic in the motherfucker.
I'm not toxic. I just involved in
I want his
bullshit.
toxic ass on my show. He make it very fucking interesting this shit. Cause he gonna keep he whatever he on, he gonna stay on that shit. Like nah. But what I'm saying
I'm just
is,
too red pill for some people.
I still want to know.
I'm too red pill for some people. I'm red pilled in the mud.
All right. Huh?
I said I hit you up and shit, okay?
All right.
All right, salute to you though.
All right, salute to you, baby. Nice to meet you, man.
All right.
If you got her channel link, put it in the comments so people could
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, put her
I
channel in the comments.
I will. She got to send me the job.
I was in a Discord. Well, I'm in different group chats, and we brought this up again yesterday. And my complete opinion on that is 400 years of slavery is going to do a number of generations. Okay, the government destroying everything that Black people built after slavery is going to have a lasting impression on everybody. So
Hold
now,
on.
what?
Hold on.
Yeah, you came into a conversation that way.
No. I'm gonna address what she just said.
So now everybody, a lot of people are just conditioned to rely on the government now because they destroyed.
No. We can't keep doing that. We can't keep doing that. Last time we all had a conversation.
I'm saying I see it though.
No, but what I'm saying is last time we had a conversation, I brought up a term. It's called responsibility to the collective. That's pretty.
People not hear that though.
Huh? But it's the reality of it. To sit up here and constantly go the white man this, the white man that, it's getting us nowhere. It's getting us literally nowhere.
Bitches on their 8th period trying to keep their food stamps benefits. I'm talking about.
Whoa! I'm glad she brought that up. See? I don't even. The story writes itself. How is it that she's able to get food stamps?
Because she keep having kids.
But who's not in the house?
Nah, my brother lives with her.
And she getting food stamps?
Yeah.
Do they know he's in there? Is his name on any of the paperwork?
I don't know their business
there
like
you
that.
Go. And see how easy I brought that full circle again? Once again, and I'm reading it right here. That's why I kept pointing. I'm reading right here. The inner city family has fallen apart. That is the name of the article that was written about what I was talking about that nobody wanted to hear. I am not fully placing the blame at women's feet. I wouldn't do that. To sit up there and make a bunch of babies that you can't take care of, that is degeneracy on the man's part. But to sit there and see somebody with kids and then see that man not take care of those kids, and then you as another woman seeing that situation, deciding that, well, maybe it'll be different with me, and then you decide to lay with him and you have a kid by him.
That has
nothing to do with the courts, and that was my point.
Yeah, but you didn't know that little part that you just said just there, to see he not taking care of his kids, you did not throw that in your example that you gave.
But what I said was, what I also said was,
no. If you would have threw that into the example,
man, you gotta let me talk, bro. What I'm saying is this:
you're not letting me talk. That's why I said. That's why.
But I wasn't done.
You didn't throw that in there. That's why.
Hold on. I know I didn't throw that in there. But what did I say though? I said,
so why throw it in there?
You see him with a kid that is not yours, and you still make the choice to sleep with him and have a baby by him. He just created 2 baby mamas. That's the 2-to-1 ratio. That is the 2 to. That's why I kept saying, why are y'all trying to make this more complicated than it is? It's a simple answer.
Acknowledge that.
No, he didn't. He kept bringing up the courts, and I was like, stop right there.
We acknowledge that.
I said, stop right there, because that's it. Don't bring up the courts. The courts have nothing to do with 2 people making a decision.
Yeah, but
courts have nothing to do with that. Where's the court at when you sleeping with your girl? Where they at?
But how hypocritical is it for the government to take down the Black Panther Party just to create welfare? When they was doing that, they could have left them alone.
I get all of that, but once again, let me ask you a question. If I'm a drug dealer, right, and I walk up to you and say, hey, listen, I got these drugs. You want them? And you say no. Did I make any money? No. You know why? Because you said no and walked away. I got to go to the next person. Now, if I keep going to this person and that person, everybody keeps saying no. Everybody around me keeps saying no. I got drugs for no. Hold on. Just listen to what I'm saying. I'm going around to everybody in the city trying to sell these drugs, and everybody's saying no. We don't do that. How can I make it a viable business if ain't nobody buying? So if the government comes to you, knocks on your door and say, hey, listen, we'll give you all of this stuff so you never have to work. Keep a man out your house. The moment you say, keep a man out my house, hell no. The government got to go somewhere else. Now, if everybody says, no, we not with that. We with having a family in the house. What can the government do then? Nothing. You keep the family together. That's why I said, Tommy Simon said it. He said, instead of incentivizing degeneracy,
I don't know who that is.
how about Tommy Simon? Look him up. He's a good dude. He said, instead of incentivizing degeneracy, how about we incentivize families to stay together? Everybody got quiet when he brought that up. Everybody got quiet when I brought it up on this very podcast.
You didn't get quiet.
Nobody really answered that question because ain't nobody thinking about that. When I brought up the Candace Owens thing, Barack Obama said the exact same thing that Candace Owens says, but when she said it, instead of saying I could care less about her, but what she said was factual. Nobody does that. Everybody just ignores the messenger, ignores the message because of the messenger. But they both said the same thing. So when Barack said it, but when she said it, boo, fuck her, she a coon, it's the same message. Who cares who delivered it? Eddie Griffin said it best. The Jews say Jesus was the messenger. This one said Paul's the messenger. Who cares who the messenger is? Did you get the message? That's the whole point of this whole thing. We'll ignore the correct message because of who said it. Who cares who said it? If I say 2 + 2 is 4 versus 2 + 2 is fucking 4, does it change the fact that the answer is 4? No. So who cares how I said it? The fact is 2 + 2 is 4. Did you get that part? Yeah. So you can call me a jerk for saying it how I said it, but you still got the message. That was the whole point. And that's why I said, that's why my original question, I said to you, and you didn't know, I said, did you realize that there's twice as many single mothers as there are single fathers? What does that tell you? When you said you didn't know that, I said, so what does that tell you? And everybody went to the courts. And I said,
Who said they didn't know that?
It's not that. It's not going to the court.
Don't put words in my mouth. I never said I didn't know that.
Say that again.
I never said I didn't know that. That never came out of my mouth. I did not say that.
You can only do so much.
Either way, the bottom line is that that's the question that I asked. So once I said it's a choice, that was the end of it because that was the answer.
That was the end of it for you, not for everyone else. That's the thing you did not understand. This is why
I understood what they were saying, but that was the answer.
This is why the argument started, brother, because you were like, that's the answer. And they're like, no, there's other.
Well, actually, I didn't say that.
And I'm
I
talking,
asked the question,
and
and
I'm
everybody
talking,
kept going to everything else, and I was like, nah, that's not what I said.
But that's a conversation. That's what happens during the conversation. It's not
what,
we
don't answer questions directly?
The conversation is not going to.
I'll take that silence as I'm right.
All right. So I will talk to you later. Yeah. I told you I was in the stream anyway. So I will talk to you later. Me and you going to have a nice little chat, Cammy. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
I'm just going to go ahead and do this since you're about to put this out there. You know, holla at your boy, Doc Rizzo the Great. You know what I'm saying? GLD Shop Gang, we in the building. So Icy Gang, we in the building. Dame, I appreciate everything you're doing. I'm proud of you, brother, for doing this. I want to see big things out of this, man. So God blessings to you. I'm sorry you came on the pod late, being on your Discord and everything. I wish you was here earlier, but I always appreciate you as well. So God blessings to both of y'all.
See you in 2 weeks.
Hey, if you want to have me on? I'm willing to be on.
It's interesting as hell. So yeah, 2 more weeks.
All right.
I think I think our next one should be about accountability in general. That would just.
Whew, I don't think your friend ready for that one.
I
don't think you want to be on the pod for that one because that's.
We're just gonna. I think the next one is just gonna be the whole circle of accountability all around. This way, we can incorporate everything.
Let me just say this: I don't think they're ready because I proved that today. Because that's literally where my question was going towards. and we couldn't even get there. So I already know what it's going to be like when you actually bring it to the forefront from the beginning. It's accountability.
We will
Choices,
talk about it.
accountability.
We'll talk outside about this. Where you at right now?
Who?
You.
I'm in the crib right now.
30 minutes. Meet at the big guy crib.
Nah, I don't got my truck right now.
I'll come get you.
I got a small one here that I'm watching.
Oh, okay. You got other things to. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk.
We can link up tomorrow or something.
All right.
All
One.
right.
So what did you discuss in total? Was it just about the family again?
We went down a rabbit hole. We went down a rabbit hole, and we're still on we're still live. So let me put this one up there because I'm gonna hurt you. Okay.
You gotta hold,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the basic instinct. Like you can't change that. It's already programmed in so many people. Yeah, I'm about to say me personally, I wasn't going for none of it. So I can only speak on shit that I had to grow up in or I seen people do just like it's normal and it's not. Like I didn't have good role models. I just had people who I didn't want to be like. And that was enough for me. I was like, yo, that don't make no sense, bro.
Mhm.
What was it? I don't know.
Now the next topic for the next five minutes is where was Cammy Netta?
Knocked out. You know how dedicated I was though. I was like, yo, I'm not even gonna go to work tonight because I know I'm gonna have to give him so much energy and I'm not gonna feel like being tired at work. So I'm gonna just take off so I can focus on that.
2:00 though. 2:00.
Because I don't think I went to sleep until 9. Then my phone died while I was asleep. So
Well, that explains the voicemail. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're airing this shit out online.
That's how that went. I just rolled over, put my phone on the charger, saw the messages.
Yeah. So in 2 weeks we're gonna have I'm gonna hopefully get some people on. We're gonna have this discussion about accountability, and
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see.
waking up late.
Yeah. I might. Thank you, Snacks. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you were able to be on the show because we've been trying to link up forever, and we still have to have that 1-on-1. Well, 2-on-1 because I have a co-host now, and hopefully she'll be here for that. If she can stay awake.
Yeah, man, I haven't even eaten yet. I gotta go eat when you get off of here.
Yeah, I gotta do the same thing. I haven't eaten either. I had a shot, but I haven't eaten yet. So, and I gotta think about. I'll just go get some pans while I just want to go to the store. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the meal. So, me and you we might do a show next week.
Next week?
Yeah, me and you. Because we haven't had our 1-on-1s yet, so we might do a show next week. I think that's our idea. Every other week we just have a 1-on-1 based on see how the week went.
Okay. I'm interested in more what you learned at YouTube University. Like,
oh, you want to know what I learned at YouTube University when I crammed about this whole thing?
yeah.
I learned that you should never cram for a live stream. That's what I learned. Never ever cram, because no matter how much you actually got in your head, the conversation almost never gets to where you're at.
True.
And the conversation we had today, yeah, everyone's like, if you were here, that probably would help me out a little bit because I had to step away a couple times, but I can still hear them, and I want to be like, mute him. Like I want to be like, mute. No, let this person talk. Like a couple times, and it was like, I'm like in the next room or something because I had to go grab something. I'm like, and they talking over each other. I'm like, oh no, we can't have y'all talking to each other because I can't hear y'all. Like I'm hearing not the points. I'm hearing I was like, oh man, I wish I had my co-host here so she could press the button. Like, no, let him talk. All right, now you talk. No, your turn to talk. Man, I was muting like crazy. I had to remind him several times, like, listen, one person at a time.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, you got me. We'll see. Because the next one, because guess what?
What?
I upgraded now. We can have 10 people in on.
Oh shit! Upgraded. Yeah.
Huh? I took the money out. I was like, fuck it, I'll pay for it. It's like $20 a month, not a problem. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Let's do that because now I can do this. Did you see the screen?
Now what?
You see the upper left, upper right?
With the logo?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You got to send it to me so I can
What, the
see it.
logo?
Yeah, I can't really see it on the screen.
I already showed you the logo. That you seen that logo?
Oh, I got.
That's with the Joker and everything. I got it. We got to create the new logo. We got to create the new logo so I can put it up there.
Okay.
Because the one you created was a video. I can't put a video up in the upper right screen. But yeah, that photo would be good. That would be dope to put there.
Well, all right. Okay? You came on a little later too. You came on at 2.
I said 2:00. That was the agreed time.
You ain't say no time.
Yeah, it
You just
was. It was the 21st at 2:00. All
All right,
of us
so
said that.
let me see. You going on the 28th then? You said next week.
Next week that'll be a one-on-one. That'll just be me and you. And maybe we might invite somebody.
Okay. 2:00.
That's what time you want to get on. I gotta work with you now. On that one, it's a one-on-one, so we can go whenever.
You know I'll be up here. Today was a rare occasion.
Okay, so noon.
Okay.
Mhm.
20. Okay, I'll see you then.
All right.
You know I don't know how to
So
do it.
I got you. I got all that. So you want to
Okay.
say anything to the people before we go?
I'll see y'all next week.
Well,
Okay.
that's Cammy Netter. I'm Dane G. It was a pleasure having you guys watching the show. Again, to my guests, Ferry Ramzo, Doc, Snacks. I'm glad that I had you guys on the show. And finally, our co-host did show up. Next week, me and Cammy going to talk about whatever the weekly things, what we're going through, how everything's going, everything. And then in 2 weeks from today at 2 p.m.,
You just
our
said
next one.
noon.
No, I'm talking about the one we're doing this week with me and you is noon. You and me,
Okay.
noon. 2 weeks, 2:00. 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right. So that'll be what? February. What's the date? 4th.
That'll be the
The what?
4th. It's 2 weeks.
All right. So February 4th at 2:00, we'll have guaranteed to have Doc back on the show. Hopefully, I can get Snacks back on the show so we can have a 2 versus 2 type of conversation. 2 females, 2 men. But if just in case, I'm going to make arrangements to have another guy, another female.
Nice.
I think that'll be pretty good. A 3 or 3. That'll probably be all right.
Hey, debate teams. We got debate teams now.
Let's get ready to rumble!
That's
So for everybody here at the 16 Podcast, thank you for tuning in. 4 hours straight. Holy crap! We did 3 hours. We did 3 hours and 12 minutes. Pretty soon, huh?
You gotta start clipping little, and then start posting them because people might not want to watch 3 hours straight. So post 4 minutes.
Oh, I know. I gotta figure out. Again, I'm still learning this. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Welcome to business on.
So for everybody here at the 16 Podcast, EBH1, good night and enjoy the rest of your week.